If you didn't think we were nerdy before, we're about to hit the power up. It's Jet Theory Radio. Live from the ATX, welcome to Jet Theory Radio. It's episode number 10. I am David, but you may know me better as the one they call Jetter. I want to thank you for tuning in and giving us an ear here today. We're going to have a great discussion. We got our good friend, DeAndre, a.k.a. Dre Daniels, on the microphone. Microphone? Yeah, that's it.
On the podcast.
On the podcast, yeah.
I mean, whatever you want to say. It's your show.
Well, I was thinking like on the horn, but that's the stupid ESPN show.
Yeah.
So, we got Dre Daniels in JTX Studios.
How about
here
that?
live from the ATX.
Howdy, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me, Gil.
Not a problem.
Yeah.
Hi, Jetter.
Hello. I guess, well, I'll reverse introduce you. Ladies and gentlemen, you've been hearing Mr. Gail Murrin.
Yes. This is the Shady Justice, Jetter's voice of reason.
The infamous line. Now I get to hear that in person.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So you get to see how the insult just bounces off my ears and just doesn't even bounce around in my brain.
It's in there.
'Cause I don't
like
even-
a deep seed.
Are you saying because you don't have a brain, or is that? I'm just saying. I wasn't. I'm not saying that. But
Boom.
that's what I was getting from what you're saying. So
No,
I don't
it's just-
believe that, Jared.
There's nothing, it's just words from his mouth that mean nothing to my ears.
Okay. So,
That's
I've
it
got
with
all the
him
reasoning in
all
my
night
head.
long.
so you're saying your words are worthless.
That's what I was trying to say, but I know that's not the case.
Okay.
Gets to him. Seeds in there. Grows.
Like that wonderful garden you guys were just showing me. out
Yep.
there. Yes. Good job, by the way, fellas.
Building seeds.
Thanks.
Yes.
Building seeds. Although I think right now I have a higher success rate with my stuff growing than yours.
Ooh. Jared's saying he's planting more seeds and he's successful at it than you get.
I mean, we'll see till germination time, pal.
Gotcha. All right.
A race to seed.
A race to see who can plant their seeds, the most seeds, and who can germinate them.
On that note, let's germinate this episode. Today's topics, we're going to be talking a little bit with Dre about the different clubs, different things to go around and do around Austin. Compare that a little bit to life back in the fields of Blono. We're also going to get into a battle today involving both classic and modern video game characters, a la Smash Brothers style, where we just each pick one and it's just a free-for-all. And then toward the end, we're going to get a little bit into relationships. As, three guys, I'm pretty sure this is going to be a very diverse conversation from many different voices and points of view. And then if we got some time, we're going to get a little bit into some spoilers with the movie Split that we've all recently seen and enjoyed.
Yeah, spoiler alert. We'll also say it right beforehand, too.
Oh, yes. Most definitely. Alrighty. On that note, then, Dre, why don't you introduce yourself a little bit? Tell us, who you are, what you kind of do around town.
Tell us a little bit about yourself. What's your Tinder biopic?
Oh well, it's definitely me on this like white horse on the beach, just kind of shirtless. Think like that old Swagger guy commercial. He would sit
Completely
there,
just Photoshopped and everything.
Yeah.
too?
It's same thing for me in real life. It's Photoshop completely.
You're like Putin. Look at this. This is how you do it.
Exactly. Definitely one thing to take away from that guy, but anything else, no. But no, yes, I am DeAndre, or I go by Dre. I guess I would say I hail originally from Gary, Indiana. But I lived in Bloomington, Illinois for several years before moving out here to Austin, which is where I met you wonderful gentlemen as well. I know you're from there as well. And then, my lovely wife and I, after spending some time there in the Midwest for, all our lives, just really got sick of it, the winters, all that, and decided to move out here to ATX, Austin, and have been just loving it ever since.
Because why not move to the Lone Star State?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I never in a million years thought I would move to Texas, but once I learned a great deal about Austin and, from friends, what they said about it, I was just like, yeah, we got to come out here. And
It is definitely an entirely different flavor from the rest of Texas. And the good thing is that after you get and know and experience that and you live here, now you've got the chance to be able to take a 3-hour trip north and, hey, there's Dallas. Or you can travel down south to San Antonio.
Would you say it's a different flavor of barbecue than the rest of Texas?
I'm sorry, you might have to speak up with that.
A different flavor of barbecue than the rest of Texas.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it. A little bit of a different spice.
the way I've always heard it before I moved out here, they said Austin's like the blueberry and a cherry pie. That was like the best description I got of the way this city is.
Ooh, I like that.
And
That
I was
is
like,
awesome.
okay, I got you.
Blueberry
And I was like,
and a
okay, I got to come out here and
cherry
visit it. And yeah, once I did, I was like, this is very true.
Has a ring to it too.
It has a
Yeah.
very good ring to it. So yeah, blueberry and a cherry pie.
Nice.
Yep.
Now, all around this town here, I remember when I first moved down, you and Sid took me to a few different kind of like escapes or like, meetup group kind of things. Yeah, because it was all through the meetup app. And we did one in particular that we're still doing is a trailer park. Was it what's the official name of it? I forget.
It's the Trailer Friends.
Trailer
is
Friends.
the official name of that meetup group. Yeah, kind of nice little plug for them, by the way, if any of those guys are listening. But yeah, it's basically a group that everybody gets together, and once a week we go around town. So one of the cool things about Austin, if you listeners don't know about it, there's several different food trucks all around town. That's a big staple here. So much so that it can get a little overwhelming. So
Yes.
the creators behind the group, they're like, let's get together once a week and just visit a truck. Maybe it's a single one, or maybe it's one of the trailer parks. And when I say trailer park, I don't mean like actual trailer park. It's a food truck park that has several trucks around, and we just explore, sample foods, have good times, good conversations with great people. It's a great way to just meet new people, make friends, and just try a lot of the wonderful food out here.
I mean, I've seriously had food from, like, was it the food from South America? At that one, there was the one on South Lamar.
Yes, what was that style? It was definitely a South American country.
Yeah,
I can't remember if it was like
Not
Venezuelan.
Brazil.
It wasn't Brazil. It might have
Venezuelan,
been,
maybe.
It might have been Venezuelan, or,
Yeah.
or possibly. I know what you're talking about. It was.
Yeah, but it was
So
a couple
good.
trucks right there next to each other, and then you walk across the street, and there's 4 or 5 more trucks, and you just like literally you could sit there and be like, well, I want a side from this place, I want a main course from this place, and desserts, I'll go over here, and oh hey, there's a juice bar or like a coffee shop in some of those places, and you go there and you just walk around and you have a full meal. It's really just
Yeah, it's incredible. I think there was like a Facebook event last week actually, where they called it like a free food, like food truck crawl or something
yeah.
like that.
Did you end up going to that?
I did not, because I had another thing I had to do. But it was it was like almost like a scavenger hunt, where if you download some app on your phone, every hour, whenever the event started, it started like noon or something, and then on the hour, you would get some kind of notification, some kind of alert, whatever, and they would tell you, hey, there's a truck that has some free food or whatever, but you got to go find it. And it didn't tell you exactly the location of the truck, but you kind of knew. I think you get a sense of where you need to explore.
Yeah.
And so you would go find it, and then you get free samples, and then the next hour they would do the same thing. You would just go around. It sounded really awesome,
Yeah.
really cool. A good way to motivate people to get out there and go, experience some of the awesome food trucks that we have.
Oh yeah, and just like I can't tell you seriously all the different styles of food, all the different places, and I don't think there hasn't been too many repeats, especially with like the Trailer Friends group. A couple locations were repeating, but then it'd be like, oh, we're going to try this truck at this location. Next time we go, 4 months down the line, it's going to be a different truck, and it just is a nice way to essentially just spread the love and just taste all the goodness.
And also the trucks do a good job of rotating,
Yeah.
changing locations, things like that, on their own. So
Yeah.
you could go to the same spot 4 months later and be a different crew of trucks.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And then also, the rotating, and then you also have, some trucks. I mean, it's a tough business, and so
Yeah.
you have some where they don't end up making it. It's hard. It's a grind, and some don't make it. They close down, They sell. I hear that they, a lot of them just sell their truck on like Craigslist or something.
Yeah.
So another business starts up, and next thing you know, you got a new truck to go explore. And then others, they do so well that they become a brick and mortar. And,
Yeah.
and then once they do, they may or may not keep their truck business around. So again, it
Some
just
have, some haven't.
so it keeps it fresh. It does. It does.
I'm trying to think, like Eastside Kings, I think was one that was recommended to me that I still haven't gotten the chance to have.
Oh, you
yet.
haven't had Eastside Kings yet?
Not
Wow.
yet.
Yeah, that was
Wow.
You're late,
I
Jetter.
know. That's
You are late to the ball game. That
They've
is,
already gone brick and mortar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, I think they closed a lot of their trucks down. They don't have as many as they used to.
they still have the one I'm thinking along the east side of town.
Whistlers.
Whistlers. That was the bar
And I
that's with.
think they still have one at Liberty Bar, which is also East 6, but I'm not sure. But definitely Whistlers. Apart from that, I don't know any other locations where they have trucks.
I don't think, I want to say I was at Liberty recently, and I think it has changed.
Oh, okay. So maybe there's only one truck
Yeah.
now. But they got like 2 or 3 brick and mortars around town now. So that's kind of where they've kind of refocusing their resources now, I think, is to their brick and mortar businesses.
Oh yeah, which is understandable. I mean, if you got essentially you just use the truck as a stepping stone to ultimately having your own restaurant. I'm trying to think of like any others that have been like really popular and really well. I think the Hey, what you gonna eat?
Oh, yeah, I don't see them anymore. They used to be on this street in Dawson, downtown, so on Barton Springs Road,
Yeah.
at a food truck park called The Picnic.
Yeah.
It's a very popular spot, but they are not there anymore.
Really?
Yeah, because I do, which I'm in part of another group called the Austin Beer Run Club. I run by there every Wednesdays, and they are not there anymore. They moved, I forgot what took their spot.
I was just there yesterday as part of like a work thing. We got an event where we got to go out and we walked along Barton Springs, and I don't know why I didn't realize that because there was something else there, and I remember I stared right at it, and wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's kind of forgettable trucks now. Actually, sadly, I'm not gonna say forgettable like that, but you're gonna eat or what? It was a food truck that was like they basically specialized in sandwiches. They made all these different type of sandwiches. They did like a Monte Cristo.
Yeah, that was
which that was
awesome.
their staple sandwich, which was deep fried in Shiner Bach beer, local Texas beer here, and it was just phenomenal.
And every time you order it and you saw other people get it, they would always come up to the table and be like, "Okay, here's a whole spiel about this thing," because it was an award-winning one. They won like $20,000 for
Right.
the sandwich in
Right.
some competition. Well deserved. Like it is a really good sandwich. Actually, that was one of the when I first vacationed here in Austin. That was one of the very first food trucks I went to and like enjoyed. And I was like,
Good
"Oh, that
choice.
sounds interesting."
Yeah, great choice.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I think they moved to Millennial Park, which is a food truck park on Loop 360.
Southwest side of town.
Yeah, I think that's where they relocated to. If I understand
That
it
is
correctly.
very close to work where I can easily, during lunch, just
Lucky
hop
you.
right on over there.
Yeah.
Oh, that is.
Look it up on your phone whenever you get a chance to double check that. But I think that's where they're located now. So
That could be deadly for me.
Yeah.
Because I could literally see myself eating there once, twice, maybe 3 times a week.
yeah,
if
it's
not
literally
more.
like crack. They're sandwiches.
Yeah.
So yeah,
It's
really
the
good.
jelly sauce, the grape jelly sauce that they have that you can dip the sandwich in. That is just.
Yes, absolutely.
I want it now. Okay, when we're done with this, we know what we got to do.
Well, Liberty also, I did find out it actually has an Asian fusion
really?
from a
Oh.
chef, Paul Kwai. I believe it's Kwai.
Oh, Key.
Paul Key. That's it.
The guy that won Top Chef.
Yeah,
He's
Paul
a Top
Key.
Chef winner. Yeah, the famous
So
guy.
it's
right there.
it's an Asian fusion.
Oh, so
style.
he has a truck there,
Yeah.
which he was in the business of Eastside Kings as well. He was like a
that's- okay.
part owner, I think, of that franchise.
Okay. I have
So
to- yeah.
that makes sense that he opened up like a new truck in that location. So I have to check that out.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
I like hearing that because it's then chefs and people that really don't want to get stagnant. They really want to go out there and be creative, and a food truck would be the best way to do about it. Do you remember? Have you ever seen what was the movie with John Favreau that we watched?
Chef, right? Was
yeah,
it just called
it's Chef.
Yeah,
Yeah.
great movie. I saw it.
Awesome movie.
Yes.
And like it's funny because it's been out for many years. And when I just saw it, I was like, oh, because I filmed some of that movie here in Austin. I'm
Yes.
like, oh, I know that.
Yep.
I know where that's at.
Yep.
Hey, I've walked by that.
Yep.
It's
I felt like starstruck when I
parked
saw
right up-
those scenes.
Yeah, they parked right outside of Guero's on Congress.
Yeah, South
Yep.
Congress. Yeah, I was like, amazing. But I mean, they didn't lie. I mean, because that movie. I don't think the spoiler has been around for years.
Oh
now.
yeah. There's no.
But yeah, he just when he started up that food truck business, goes around across the country, and he stops in Austin. I was like, that's a perfect place. He picked the perfect city to
Now-
promote his business.
He was really lucky because he got to have Franklin's barbecue.
Yeah,
Have you had it yet?
no,
Ah,
that's the one thing. It just so listeners don't know, like Franklin's barbecue is a big staple out here in Austin. It's an infamous burger. So Obama went there when he was still president. He went to Franklin's, and he's like one of 2 people that actually got to cut the line. So the lines are like very well known because the barbecue is so popular. You have to show up hours before the place even opens.
6, 7 in the morning, easy.
6, 7 in the morning easily. And you're still gonna probably be waiting like an hour or so
Yeah.
once it opens to get barbecue. It is that famous. I would love to try it, but
Well, here's the trick.
yes.
So there is a cheat.
okay.
I'm gonna break it for everybody.
Uh-oh.
You
Franklin
order
might come after
ahead.
you.
Well, it's not because you have to order a lot. So, I mean, it's
So it's a
known.
cheat, but it's an
a
expensive cheat.
It's,
It's an expensive
yeah, I mean,
cheat.
you want
It's
if you want to
really
spend
well worth it.
$150 on barbecue pre-ordered, then yeah.
It might be worth it. I mean, you never
No,
know.
it probably is. And the leftovers, I'm sure.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure that brisket lasts.
Oh, I'm sure it can definitely get you a day or 2. I've heard about this, Gail. Yeah, that you can somehow order, but it takes like a month or something like that, or
Yeah, it is.
You don't get
I
it
don't
instantaneously.
Yeah, I don't
or
know
whatever.
exactly on that, but yeah, it is an order ahead situation.
Yeah.
So we should do that sometime.
Yeah.
I'm totally down. 'Cause
Get a huge group of people and just be like, all right, a month from now, we're doing this on this day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I would love to try it, but I don't have the patience to wait hours for barbecue. I can go to other places around here in Austin that,
Yeah.
There are
in my
so
opinion,
many.
have.
They're so good.
Yeah, I never had Franklin, so I can't compare, but I would like to believe it's arguably the same or, if not better. That's a debatable kind of thing right there, but
I mean, really, there hasn't
Yeah.
been a place I've tried around Austin that doesn't have, like, that actually, like, has bad barbecue. I think something like that, if they try it, it won't stay in business for very long.
I've had one, but I'm not going to say the name of it because I don't want to
Yeah.
bring them
Is it
down.
Is it still around?
It's still around. It's been around. I think it's like one of the original spots. here in
So
Austin.
it is a staple.
It is a staple.
You just you don't prefer it.
I don't prefer it, but the prices are very, very cheap. I think that's why it's so popular. But the barbecue is just kind of dry and not really very flavorful. I don't know. It just wasn't my.
You're not
cup of
talking
tea.
about the gas station one, are you?
It's not a gas station. It's an actual restaurant. They have their own spot. In a
So we can
prime
talk about Rudy's.
in a prime location. I've never had Rudy's, but
Man,
I've heard
Rudy's barbecue is better than most other places barbecue
I've
inside of a
heard
gas
good things
station.
about Rudy's, but I've never had it. I would not be surprised. I don't know.
So you'd mentioned as well that you do the beer run club. Now that's just where you go, you meet up every week with people, and it's literally what it says. You do a run and then enjoy some beer.
Absolutely.
Oh, so you're not running and drinking at the same time.
You can if you want. I mean, it just depends on how good and talented you are. You can really multitask. I wouldn't recommend it, but if you can pull it off, man, more power to you. But no, it's called the Austin Beer Run Club. Another plug for a different group out here, but I would say that's like been my favorite organization I've been a part of since I've lived here. It was like one of the first things I got involved in when I moved out here. I forget how I found out. I think some people just kind of told me about it. But yeah, it's a great social group. They've been around since 2012 on Meetup, and they've gotten so large that the turnout every Wednesdays we meet at a bar downtown, which is just off of our Colorado River that runs through Austin. We call it Town Lake, and they have beautiful trails around there. So we meet up at this bar, and from the bar we basically get on the trail, run like a 5K loop, and we wind up the route we take. We wind up back at the place. So you do that run. You can drink beer beforehand if you want to. You could not drink beer beforehand, just run and have beers afterwards and socialize with people. You can just like say, you know what, I'm not going to run at all, and I'm just going to drink beer.
Oh,
It's literally however you want to do it. If you want to run while drinking beer, Go for it.
I think I've been the support team there for you guys a few times.
You
Just
have.
like, yeah, you guys go run.
You
I'm
have. I'm gonna enjoy
warm
this
the
beer.
bar seat.
Yeah, but it's an awesome group. All the friends that besides you guys that I have out here have been through that group. A lot of people find it very easily accessible. You know, you're out here in Austin. You don't know anybody, and that's the cool thing with this city too. It's such a melting pot and such a hot landing spot for so many people, young people. They come out here, they don't know anybody, and they're like, okay, how can I make friends? And that's been one of the most popular groups, I would say, attract so many new people. So, yeah, it's an awesome group. I would definitely, if you live here in Austin, you're looking for something to do or socialize, and you want to get a little healthiness in while drinking, because drinking is a big thing here in town. Highly recommend Austin Beer Run Club. Check it out. Yeah, they're on Meetup and Facebook and all that stuff.
When I first moved to town, that's one of the things, that was an app I was actually looking forward to using, was the Meetup app, because bigger city, a lot more opportunity for things going on. In a smaller town, there'd be like one or two in town the whole week, because nobody really used it, because it's,
Right.
everybody who knows with something going on, it's advertised some other way.
Mm-hmm.
But here in Austin, you've got so much going on at once that the app is really helpful for that. And I know it sounds like a weird plug for the app, but hey, it really helped.
Meetup is awesome. I love
We
it.
got Mern and I got the chance to go to like a Magic the Gathering drafts, and drafts is what it called, because you draft Magic the Gathering and play just a little mini tournament, and they had beer there, so you could just drink and play Magic, and it was just
That's
you know.
awesome.
It's a fun, there's a lot of events like that, board game events galore, which, that reminds me, we've got to check it out, because and one of the guys that I met up with the trailer park friends one time, he was telling me about how they game test on Monday nights at Dragon's Lair. Like, it's every other Monday. I keep meaning to
Thanks
try that
for just letting me into that news
No.
now.
I think I told you about this months ago, but it just fell off the radar. I don't know why, but it's, you go and you help play test brand new board games.
Yeah, I've heard about this, and I think I've done it. I've experienced this once. It wasn't on a Monday though, but there are some guys around there that have some new card game they wanted people to try out, and they're like,
Yeah.
"Hey, here's some free pizza. While we got pizza from whatever, and enjoy and sit down and play this game. And after you're done, give us your feedback." And it's really cool what they do around there.
That's like, to me, that's something to construct like a board game or construct a card game like that from just scratch. That takes a lot of thought to me to be able to get that together. And I could, if I could help somebody out and help them with their creative process, and
Absolutely.
why not?
Absolutely, because in the end, everybody wins.
Yes.
That obviously the creator wins. You can make a lot of money, see the success of his game, and then of course us as the gamers, we get to win by playing and enjoying it.
And the good thing is, even if it's like a crappy game when we don't enjoy it, that's still positive feedback that helps them out. Like, it's still a win scenario for them. So
Yeah, exactly. But kind of back to your other point with the meetup, it is in this Austin, there's so many groups. I mean, they're countless, and I mean, there's a group for everything. Like, whatever it is that you're into, there's probably a group for it. Like, I've tell these people that all the time. I mean, if you're into, hiking or knitting or
yeah, I've seen
cooking or-
bowling leagues, cooking
bowling.
leagues. I've seen Doctor Who meetups, which
just the most the specific kind of thing that you can ever think of. That, I mean, somebody's probably got a group for it, and they're like, "Hey, just come enjoy this with us." I mean, Game of Thrones. I'm sure there's little watch
I'm
groups.
sure there's got to be.
Yeah,
tons.
tons of watch groups, and
I mean, we kind of have one.
yeah, I mean, kind of unofficially. Well, not
Unofficially.
officially on the meetup, but
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, it's private invite only.
Yeah,
Yeah,
all the
but
cool
it-
people are in there.
still, how many people come to one of those things? Like 20 easily.
Yeah.
And-
We're figuring out logistics.
Okay, so
And
you're gonna have a
fitting.
cutoff.
No, well, we're just gonna set up 2 TVs.
Oh,
2 TVs going at once in
like
each
that.
two
Different
bigger rooms,
rooms,
and just
yeah.
having people going crazy.
now wouldn't it suck if one of the TVs was slightly ahead of the other TV, and so you hear everybody oh, they're just yelling, and you're like, "Oh, I can't believe he just died," and you're like, "Oh," and just spoil it for the other group. That would be hilarious, But
Actually, we might do that. That'd be fun.
that'd be really funny,
You would want to set up something like that
Yeah.
just to tick people off.
Right?
Yep.
Oh,
I
no,
can't
Jon
fix it.
Snow dies
I
again.
can't fix it.
No,
Oh, spoilers!
Spoiler.
If you don't know Game of
Okay,
Thrones.
we're gonna do a little raffle. If you get this raffle, this number to this number, then you get to be in the room that's ahead. Otherwise,
Yeah.
you're delegated to the other room.
You get the delayed signal.
That's awesome. That's a great idea. I love it. It's always funny to enjoy people's pain.
Yeah.
That's just a fact.
And you know what? Speaking of pain, I think, gentlemen, it's time to really just go crazy with the nerdiness right now.
Oh, we're gonna get into.
Are you
that.
ready to fight?
It's battle time.
Let's
All
go for a
right.
fight. Let's do it.
Cool. So, for this episode, what we decided to do was pick out a classic video game character each. And then we're going to have them fight them out, very similar to like a Smash Brothers kind of environment where they'll have special moves and, you got to deplete the life force of the other players. And essentially just what would a good old-fashioned kind of street brawl kind of thing or video game street brawl would work for these guys. We each picked a classic character, and we each picked a modern character. So first, let's talk about our classic character. I'll go first here. In looking at classic video games, somebody that I would really want to have in my fight in a corner, I went through all the different choices of like some good fighters like Sub-Zero or Scorpion from Mortal Kombat, people who are experienced like that. I thought, go for a little fun and just pick out Mario or Link. And I was like, you know what? Nah. If I'm going to go all out in a war kind of environment with people, I'm going to bring Doom Guy, the main character from the classic Doom series. This guy can handle anything. He kills an enemy, he gets life. That's awesome. He's got a whole entire arsenal, including the BFG. That's pretty strong and capable, or so I think. And he's been to Earth, to Mars, and even to hell and back. And fought for... No, it wasn't fighting for country. I forget what his backstory is. I think he was just fighting to fight, because why not?
You just want to fight demons.
Repel the invaders in
Absolutely.
some form or another. But yeah, that'll be the pick I have. Mr. Mern, do you want to go ahead and introduce yours?
Just our classic?
Just a classic right now.
Just our classic. Mm-hmm. So I am the only one picking someone actually in the Smash Brothers game.
That's true. Yes, that's true.
And I am going with Metroid.
When you say it like that, that means you're actually picking a Metroid. Mm-hmm. That's like saying I'm picking
okay.
Zelda, and they're like, "Oh, did you mean Link?"
Yeah.
I'm going with Metroid.
Yeah.
Or
You can pick a Metroid. This will be an easy win
Oh,
for
okay,
us.
fine,
yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
No, no,
You
no.
want Samus, I believe, is where
Samus.
you're going. Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
So with
it's
my
getting difficult
my bioweapons, bioenergy weapons, sorry, and my exoskeleton. Mm-hmm. I don't really think. You're gonna need your BFG just to try to take me
We
down.
won't get into the details of fighting each other right now. Just promote your own. Let people know who this is.
Samus was one of the first female protagonists. First of all, female. I got the only female, don't I?
Yeah, you do. Good for you.
So, and then with that exoskeleton, has basically become invincible. She also has that suit underneath the fit form suit, which makes for great meeting people who do cosplay. Well, it could be not great meeting him because depending,
Go either or.
it could show a lot.
Yeah.
And if I remember right, you don't even find out that Samus is a she until the very end of the very first game.
Absolutely.
Where they reveal, the suit comes off and, hey, look.
Yeah, you have to do something special, I think, too, in the
So-
game to even see
You,
that.
you have
Not
to beat it in
only-
a certain time period, and then if you beat it
Yeah.
in more of a certain time period,
Yeah.
you get to see her in a bathing suit.
Yeah, which they was like,
Why?
oh, they were like,
Well-
basically, they were like women's rights, and then they just kind of took it back down a notch with that one.
Yeah,
It's like,
so,
you guys were good. Like, I
Yeah.
love that surprise. I love that twist at the end, but then...
Yeah.
So
This
I'm
is the
bringing
East.
not only the weapon, the biosuit, and then the female cunning to the battle. But saying that to two males, you're probably just going to discount that.
No,
No, she is a
everything's
formidable
fair game.
opponent.
Okay,
Yeah.
I just
I
want to
would
know
put
who
it
I'm
that this
arguing
way.
with here.
Everybody that we've chosen is a formidable opponent and can really hold their own, and have in most cases carried a franchise as a character.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah,
Absolutely.
and Dre.
So mine, and you may laugh at this, but I have a great argument. This is why I think this is a true combatant in this battle. But it is Bill Reiser of Contra, the Contra series. So I picked this gentleman because I kind of took the approach, you got to factor in how Bill Reiser was played in these games,
Mm-hmm.
how he was able to battle all these enemies, these aliens, and all the different invaders, that he came through to battle,
Mm-hmm.
all with the limitation of having the one-hit die rule
Yes.
in the game. So if you get hit once by any projectile or enemy touches you, you're dead.
Mm-hmm.
So you had to be on your game, or I should say Bill had to be on his game and make sure he can dodge and evade every little thing that comes his way.
Mm-hmm.
On top of that, of course, you factor in the Konami code, the infamous Konami code.
Up, down, left, right, BA start, or two-player select start.
Yes, exactly. That gets you extra 30 lives. So if we factored that in,
See, you're factoring in the extra 30
then,
lives.
then
You
it's
know
like
what?
you got to basically hit my fighter 30 times for him to be truly defeated. Just hitting him one time is already going to be really, really, really tough. I'm telling you now.
I like the
Really
fact
tough.
that this is. I think this is the first time that a cheat code's been used in like one of these
battles.
kind of
It probably is, but the Konami code is infamous.
I've
It is
gotta respect
infamous.
that.
Everybody who played Contra and anybody who played the game, they know what I'm talking about. It was so
Oh, yeah.
rare to not use that code. That was
Oh,
just
yeah.
how you had to do it. So that's my fighter.
And even if you didn't, like I remember I could get pretty far and get enough extra lives to a certain point, but then there would be certain levels. It's just like, nope, you're gonna die.
Yep.
Yep, you're gonna
That's
die.
pretty much how it went. Yep. So
Alrighty.
So-
On that note, then, any first shots from one to the other that wants to be made?
there's gonna be a lot of shots fired with this since we all got shooters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's true.
So we all got a good gun game, so we're all probably there's not going to be any hand-to-hand combat. Although if it did go hand-to-hand, I guarantee you my guy would win because I think he's the only one that's really had hand-to-hand combat in any of the games that we're talking about.
That's true.
I guess
That's
yeah,
true.
I guess you're right.
Yeah.
Even
So-
though my guy, he is muscular, so you would think that he was trained in hand-to-hand combat. He just never had to show it. But you're
Yeah.
right. You're right. You're right. Yeah. Yeah. He can hit you with a
mean-
gun though. He could just no, he couldn't actually do that.
Yeah.
He couldn't do it in the game.
It was always shooting.
It was always shooting. Yeah. But that's the
Mine-
thing
so-
with our
Hey,
characters.
Mine's
Yeah.
mine's my ability to evade.
The ability to evade, okay? Get into your morph ball and just
Yeah.
Yep.
Drop
And
bombs.
Boom. And go.
Drop some
Also,
bombs, yeah.
I think I'm the quickest because of the morph ball.
And you have no, that was in Super.
So I really can get out of the way, even maybe out of the way of a BFG.
okay.
Interesting. Interesting.
I don't know how you get out of the way of a BFG, or you just say that's one life tick.
BFG being the
Yeah, I was gonna
the
say-
big gun that Doom Guy has. Like
Yeah.
that's the ultimate gun essentially.
That, if I can't get out the way, then yes, that costs me just one life, right?
Yeah.
so it
Just
depends,
one life,
It depends
yeah.
on how many times you're using that in the battle.
Yeah, how many rounds do you usually get
Yeah.
with that BFG?
Yeah.
I forget. Oh,
I don't think you
man.
get 30. So you're gonna have to do a lot more than that to take him.
There are
Yeah.
plenty of other weapons. There's an entire
yeah.
arsenal that
Oh,
I have.
I know.
And
I
if
know.
anything, if I even lose all that, I've got either a fist or I've got a knife I can use.
But I got
So-
I get the spread shot. I got, of course, my regular machine gun. I have the laser? It was one where it shot laser beams. And then there was the fourth gun, which was I think it was like a flamethrower kind of weapon. Like it shoot fires out.
Yeah,
whatever, and it's a
that's sort of the
continuous-
spiral
Yeah,
one?
kind of
Yeah,
spirals or something. And so those are the weapons I have at my disposal. If you really want to get interested with it, didn't you also have that power up you can hit that would effectively kill all the enemies on the screen?
Yes.
There was something like that, right?
Yeah,
So,
I think both games had that.
Yes. So if
Yeah.
you factor that in as well with the battle,
Uh-huh.
what happens if I get that power up? That wipes out all the enemies. Does that wipe you guys out, your characters, or does that at least like damage you
Well, no,
heavily?
it's been a while since I played Metroid. So is Metroid a one-hit kind of thing, or is there's
No.
there's a life bar?
There's life
Okay.
bars, and you can.
Yeah, there's life
I
bars.
think you just like.
I also have power ups.
Yeah. And I think you can build your life up too, right? Over time.
Correct.
Yeah.
Well, in that case, then, since I gain life every time I kill my enemies, I've got your 30 lives that I'm gaining life at every time after I kill you.
But like Gail was saying, do you have like 30 rounds of this
So-
BFG?
I've got other guns.
That's great.
But that doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to hit me every time with your other guns. You
I am
probably
in
give me the BFG.
possession
true.
of something other that you guys don't have.
Oh yeah, what's
Okay.
that?
I have a gunship.
Oh, you're
I
gonna
can
bring
bring to
that
the
into
table.
it? Really?
Oh yeah, hey,
Really?
that's a thing.
Okay.
Interesting. The gun.
And I have missiles, by the way. Don't forget my missiles.
Okay.
Yeah, but they're slow. You can easily dodge it. At least my guy can jump over it.
Fair.
He can jump over those missiles in a heartbeat.
But I'll say this: you're essentially, in a way of saying it, Murren, you're a space ranger then. Billy from Contra handles incoming alien forces. Mm-hmm. So I think he could very easily take you out. Doom Guy very much handles incoming alien forces and demons.
Oh, I see where you're going with that. Yeah, we're like the Men in Black.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think together, if we put aside our differences, Dre,
And
we
take
could
him out.
easily take out Samus.
Unless I grapple beamed you.
Okay. All right.
Just hold us down.
Yeah.
And then just come up and just.
Well, that or, you can just escape away in your little morph ball and just roll away.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, the morph ball is really the
It's almost like the cheat.
the way I don't die, at
Yeah.
least. I do run away, kind of.
Yeah.
It's still, I guess, losing. But
I guess.
I'll give in on this one, since technically, I would come down in my gum ship, which is exactly what kind of happens in both of your games.
Yep.
It is exactly the same.
So if it comes down to then just the two of us, Dre, in this classic fight then with the classic video game characters, you're right. I may not have enough ammo with the BFG. You've only got 30 lives.
I only got 30 lives.
And I'm going to just put this out there. I've got God mode.
Oh, not cool, man. Not cool.
If you brought up the Konami code cheat,
You kind of,
I did do that.
he probably wasn't going to bring that to the table.
yeah, I was
Until-
saving that. I was
Damn.
just saving that, and then
that was the dagger right in the heart, huh? That's
the
how it
dagger.
works.
That's the way. That's
I got no argument against that.
Hey,
I
I,
got no
guess you
argument.
just won.
But I will say something funny I thought of is what Gail was talking about earlier with the missile firing at us. And I had like a funny joke I just thought of when he said that. It was like him shooting a missile at one of us and we dodging it. It's kind of like, him being like Trump shooting the missile at the Syrian air base. And we're just like, oh, that's the best you got. Whatever.
Yeah.
We're still good.
Okay,
we're still good. Yeah,
all right.
that's all you got. Yeah. All right.
still good, it's
We're
still
still standing. It's okay. It's okay. But yeah.
No,
You got this,
look at
man.
this, 'cause-
Good job.
because I've played Contra like crazy before life, and I really enjoyed that game. That and Super Contra. I never got to play any of the other Contras in the series.
Yeah, same for me.
Have you guys ever there's a Game Boy one, there's a hardcores for the Super NES, and I think there's even a one for the PlayStation.
Yeah, there was one for PlayStation. I know.
Yeah.
I think I played the one for the PlayStation a bit, but I wouldn't consider it that I played enough to even.
Nothing
count it.
quite like the original.
Yeah, the original was just that was where it was. That and the arcade version obviously was the first, and then they ported it over
Yeah.
to the NES, and it reminded me of like why old school games were so awesome because it really tested you on your skills, your hand-eye coordination, the way
Yeah.
games were supposed to be.
Yeah.
They weren't gonna like, oh, I'm gonna hold your hand, and like games today where it's like all these
Yeah.
tutorials and make it easy and stuff. It's like, no, we're not gonna even give you a lot of information that you need. You're just gonna figure it out.
Yeah,
you're gonna
just go.
die a lot.
Yeah.
And
And,
you're gonna
it's just
start over.
repetition until you learn the
Repetition.
patterns and you get in there and
Exactly.
you keep going.
Exactly. And they're not gonna apologize. Oh, this game's too hard. No, you're just
Now,
not not ready for it.
I know Super C is on that new NES Mini that came out with like the 30 preloaded games. Isn't Metroid on it too, I want to say?
Yes.
Okay.
It would have to be since it's a Nintendo made game.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, first party. Well, they don't have. Is Kid Icarus on that?
Really, Kid Icarus may not be on there.
I can't recall.
Interesting. Yeah, I would think that all Nintendo first party games should be loaded on there. The Kid Icarus, the Metroid, the Zelda.
You'd think so. At
Yeah,
least.
interesting. Maybe they also based it on like what sold well at the time. Kid Icarus, I don't think was very popular when it came out.
Popular enough where they at least he was in the Smash Brothers games.
They did make a solo game for him on the Wii or something like
Yeah.
that, but I don't know if it did well. Again, it's like he was
Well,
like
I don't
one
think
of
they
the
had a
most
Wii U
unknown.
title.
Well, not the Wii U, but
Well, yeah, I'm saying like the Wii game was like the last one of his title, and there
Yeah.
wasn't a Wii U.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, one.
Yeah. Yep. Kind of like the Star Fox series too. It doesn't really get a lot of love,
Yeah.
but they're like great games.
You guys got any awesome Doom related or like LAN gaming stories?
I mean, by the time I really got into that, I was already into Unreal. So, that's kind of where my, I guess, introduction to the LAN game happen. Was all that Unreal Tournament, and then it turned into StarCraft and Age of Empires, and I just kept on going from there.
Oh yeah.
It was like the gateway for you.
Yeah.
It
Unreal was a gateway.
Gateway drug for you. Yeah, I never really got into Doom too much. So I mean, I played a little bit, but not.
Doom was one of the
wasn't
games that when my family first got a computer, we had Doom on the old 3.5 hard discs, and you'd have to go through like 4 or 5 discs to load the game onto the computer.
Yes.
Same with like the games Heretics, Hexen. Never got into Duke Nukem though.
me
Surprisingly enough.
Yeah.
But I know that Wolfenstein, the one right before Doom.
Oh yeah.
With the same kind of concept
Yeah,
you're going through,
yeah.
except in Wolfenstein you're killing Nazis.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
Which is also
and
an
of course
awesome
Duke
concept.
Nukem.
yeah.
Yeah. I think for me it was like I've never been a big PC gamer, but the one that always was like my favorite was just it's more later than those. It's just the Knights of the Old Republic, the Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic made by BioWare. That was just like I got that game and I played it. It was like the 4-disc kind of you gotta load them all up, install it, and I played that and I was just like, this is an incredible game. You know, not even just Star Wars game, but just a game in general. And if you're gonna make a Star Wars game, this is how you do it. You make a character where they have to just, based on their actions, can force them into good versus dark side, and that's great. So yeah.
See, like RPG games, like I always enjoyed a good RPG game, and if you have a good Star Wars related game that's like that, where you can have 50 different endings to a game, that makes it worthwhile. And then I'm gonna just choke people a little bit there. Well, that's your path to the dark side.
Yeah.
Sorry, you're not gonna be a true Jedi.
Right, you're gonna choke up people. Well, guess what? You're going down that path. I mean, the game's not gonna just like ignore that. Like, oh yeah, you can do it. No, it's gonna have consequences. So I love that. I love how they handled that. That was a masterpiece game they made. But yeah, it was a good one.
Well, if that's a more modern game, then let's just go into our little modern fight.
All right.
All right, Gail,
So-
we gotta get one of us. Got to get this.
I know.
Yeah, Jenner won that last
I'm
one.
Can't let
having
him
a
sweep.
feeling. I have a feeling that one of you guys will get this because I chose one that was just for fun, more or less. Because it is a modern video game character that
Okay.
probably
He's
is
got a
more
chance.
popular than either of your guys' picks.
I mean,
I would say it's arguable with Gail's character, but definitely probably more popular than mine
Okay.
for sure.
Mine's a little bit arguable, but I think because you get the multi-generation,
Yeah.
I think you are.
And
Yeah.
his is more in the casual gamer space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's where it gets that popularity.
Yeah. So with that, with that kind of description, let's get into the details. Then I chose the bird from Angry Birds.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
And
You lose.
You have no respect for yourself
Entirely.
at all. No respect. That is an insult to all real gamers out there.
Yep.
You know that,
But
by the way.
if you think about it, they are formidable. As long as they're launched correctly, they can take out a lot.
As long as they're launched correctly.
Yeah.
Yes.
But don't you only get like 3 tries and that's it?
But the birds are never endless. The birds never die. The birds keep coming.
They just keep coming. So
Because they're angry.
Yeah. Anger-fueled birds.
you know what can beat your guy right off the bat? And this is not my choice. Colonel Sanders. If he were resurrected today, your birds are dead. All of them. They're going to be right in our bellies later
See,
on.
now with that in mind, restaurant mascots or spokespeople, there is the King from Burger King in modern video games, so that could have been one of your choices, but it's still a little off there.
Well, I want to pick a real video game character. So
I would argue it's a legit video game character, even if it's part of the casual gaming.
sure.
Okay.
It
No,
just
that's fine.
makes it easier for Gail
Yeah.
and I. So go
Yeah,
right ahead.
That's perfectly
Yeah.
fine. Mr. Murrin, your pick.
Master Chief,
Master Chief.
Halo, which
pick. Good
I
pick.
mean, he just takes on hordes and hordes and hordes and hordes and hordes and hordes and hordes. So it doesn't really matter how many birds you have. He's going to continue to shoot all of them out of the air.
Okay,
Even as
so-
they're launching towards them, he just blasts.
So we haven't started the fight yet. There,
Yeah, I
gentlemen.
know,
you're all
but
guns
your
ready to go.
ridiculousness has got me on point
there's-
already.
I mean,
You mean you're angry by my choice?
No.
You're fueled by anger? Almost as if
here
keep
we go.
going?
I
Here
pity
we
you,
go.
Jenner. That's what I feel. I pity for
Puns and innuendos
Yeah.
will never end.
Going there.
So yeah, otherwise, Master Chief. I mean, I'd be hard place to find a game that you have to actually kill more things than you do in Halo. I mean, it is absolutely, especially as you get towards the end of the game, especially the first game, it gets ridiculous. It is just fields and fields and fields. Now, you do have help. You do have a unit at times, but I mean, that's part of but he's still Master Chief.
Yeah.
You are the guy in charge. So, what's your pick?
So my pick is Kratos from the God of War series. As you know, like he's the Spartan warrior. He's like a half human, half Greek mythology god, like the son of Zeus.
Yep.
So he has this inherent, obviously godlike ability in him, and he also is filled with rage and vengeance. So much so that, I don't know if you guys remember from the game series, but he basically goes on this murderous rampage, just like Kill Bill, like to murder every single Greek god there is, everybody that's in his way, everybody that's done him wrong. It's kind of like his family. He was tricked into murdering his own family, and so once he learned that, like Ares, the god of war, tricked him into doing that. So he goes on a rampage to kill Ares, and then from there you kind of climb that ladder and figure out this more corruption, and it goes all the way up to Zeus. And so for 3 games, he's killing everybody in the most vicious way. And he has a lot of weapons at his arsenal. He's got like a bow and arrow. He's got these the I forget what they call it, like the blades of something of Olympic or whatever. These that he can just attack enemies with, and but of course, just the rage itself. That's the true weapon right there.
No, I remember during the game itself for God of War, you could have, and they promoted the game with this a lot. You could have pretty much like 99 button combinations. Like literally, like I'm not talking like 99 different ones. No, I'm talking a single fight attack could be a combination of 99 buttons in a row.
If you pull it off, I've never done it, but yeah, you could go. If you could pull it off, you can do stuff like that, and you needed to at times because that game it was kind of like almost like a true sense of like classic games where there was no like, oh, you set the difficulty level here or whatever. It's like, no, the game's gonna kind of start out a little easy, just kind of let you get the hang of it, but then it's gonna pick up and
the escalation factor is
it goes up, and the enemies, there's all sorts of different enemy types you fight, and with that you got to learn how to maneuver, time, do evasion, do right combinations to be able to fight these enemies off.
And you're fighting gods.
You're fighting gods too. Yeah, you're fighting Greek gods. I mean, I mean, that's got to be the most challenging thing you can ever face. One man doing this all. So, not Master Chief, where he's got a bunch of help, a bunch of soldiers and all that to help him out with his battles. Not Angry Birds, where there's endless other birds to help do their battle. No, just one man. That's it.
Man?
One half god.
Half god, half man.
I mean,
How do you beat a half god? How? You tell me.
shoot him?
That's it?
I don't know.
I mean, he's been shot, stabbed, whatever, you name it.
It's true.
He's been to the underworld. He's killed Hades, come back to life, only to continue his quest of killing everybody in his path.
But he's fueled by anger. So really, if you just teach him Zen, he's like, it's like the Hulk. That's how you calm him down.
So is the Angry Bird going to do that? Because he's angry. So I don't think.
True.
No,
Angry
I
Bird's
think
gonna
we
teach
feed
Zen.
off the same thing there.
So
it's just anger and anger going back and forth, back and forth.
But in Master Chief, last I checked, I don't think he's like much of a pacifist.
No.
So I don't think any of your characters going to be able to just.
So what you're saying, this one of us should have brought like Princess to the battle,
Yeah.
and then we would have
somebody who's really calm, Zen-like, teach patience, love, not war.
And we could have picked like a Neo from the Matrix video game,
Yeah.
and that might have worked. But
Yeah.
or just go match to match. You know what? If I could like go back and redo it, although this isn't a true like video game character, but I would choose Wonder Woman from the Injustice video game series because she is also too a half god, half man.
Ooh,
that would have been
an interesting battle.
Yeah.
But you didn't do that, Jetter.
I know.
He went with Angry Birds.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I wanted something fun.
You tried to do it for the jokes, and look at the jokes got you a loss. I mean, it's already pretty much decided, right?
It's pretty much decided.
Jetter's out.
What's the reason? How do you guys stop an onslaught of Angry Birds?
You shoot them all,
All of
and
them.
that is exactly what Master Chief
So
does. My
Master
character
Chief, that's the same thing he's doing to combat what? No, fuck.
Kratos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Ghost of Sparta.
Yeah. The Ghost of Sparta.
So you're shooting him too. Doesn't stop him.
Yeah, but shooting clearly stops the Angry Birds.
It clearly does.
How?
Every time you shoot a bird, the bird dies.
Boom.
There's gonna be a finite number of birds. You cannot.
Birds. There's not once where
All
birds
right,
died
this
in
is
an
what
Angry
you
Birds
do.
game.
This is what you do. I got it, Gail.
How do you win the Angry Birds game?
Every time.
You keep throwing.
So
Keep throwing.
this is the way you beat the Angry Birds. You're just walking up. You're marching towards them, and as they launch one, you're killing it, and until you get close enough, and you just break that little.
Break the slingshot?
Break the slingshot.
All right.
Dead. That's it. Power's gone. That's it.
I'll
Game over.
There you go.
That's
I'll
it.
accept defeat
Just break
that
the
way.
slingshot. And
Break the
he's
slingshot. They got
powerless.
nothing.
Yeah. So then down to us two.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how would you go about it? What would you do?
It'd take a team.
It would take a team. That's true.
I got a team.
Yeah.
I don't know. That'd be tough.
I mean-
I don't know. See, I don't know as much about how I could hurt you.
I mean, my guy has killed titans as well. He's killed gods and titans.
Yeah. How do you die?
I mean, he can die. It's gonna
He
take a
died
lot.
in the game, like you said
Yeah,
earlier.
you die in the
die
game.
in the game.
He does die. He's gonna go to, the underworld or whatever. But down there, he needs to be killed off probably for good. Otherwise, he can climb his
Come
way
back.
out.
You,
He can
you would
come
need
back.
like some sort of like essentially like a god bullet, a bullet that could stop a god.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's something that Master
That's really
Chief
not
has
a
ever had.
Halo. Yeah, that's really not a Halo thing.
Yeah.
Like if I hadn't, I mean, there's some other shooting games where there's more specialty certain weapons. The Halo, that wasn't really a thing for Halo.
And Master Chief, he's not human, right? Or he is human.
Yeah.
He is
Yeah,
human.
he is human.
But his armor does have a lot.
Yeah, you're gonna. It
It's gonna
is
take a
not
lot
gonna be
to-
easy
it's
for
not
you to
gonna be
kill
easy
me.
Just penetrate that.
Yeah, and I will hurt you. That is, I mean, because
Fair enough. Yeah.
the amount of firepower I have
Yeah.
is absolutely ridiculous.
And isn't there at some points that like the alien tech gets coordinated? Or
Yeah, I will.
get incorporated?
Yep.
Yeah.
It is in later games, but I guess we are the new generation, so I get to get even the most current ones. So yeah, I would have a little bit of alien technology going on.
I can see
And
that.
so-
But
Okay.
could you really stand up against the onslaught of a 99 button combination?
And the chains I have, they're blades on chains wrapped around his wrist, so he can launch them. He can launch the blades.
Ah,
at
that's
you.
right, that's right,
I
that's
don't
right.
have to
I
walk up
forget
to you and then just go
I forget
slice,
about that.
slice.
Yeah.
You
I
aren't
could be
you
like
aren't just hand to
15,
hand
20
combat.
feet away and just go, throw it at you.
I totally did forget about that.
But
Yeah.
What I would think,
They're like sickles, right?
they
Is that what they're
not really
very
sick. They are
similar
actually like almost like swords, almost
Or they got the curved blade is what I'm
it's
going
kind
for.
of curved. It's
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah,
like
I mean,
kinda
it's
curved
more-
Like this.
Okay.
It's not. I wouldn't say it's full on sickle.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not full on sickle.
I would say more just a curved blade.
I mean, like if you
Okay.
if I launch it at you straight, it's gonna penetrate your body
Yeah.
like
And it's going to do some damage. Yeah.
Yeah. How I envision the battle is Gale's character, Master Chief, with probably a lot of his weapons at his disposal. He's gonna beat my character down. The question is, would it be enough
yeah.
to take me out before I get to
him.
you? Because once I get to you, then it's pretty
It's
much
over.
over.
Does
It's
he pretty much work like the Hulk, where the more you hit him,
No.
the angrier he gets?
No, he's already angry. He's just angry all the time.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's just. It's literally just on his vengeance. Again, it's the vengeance
like-
of his family's death and being tricked.
So based on it being a Smash Brothers and there's no real terrain, I think you win. Because we already start in close proximity.
Oh, that's
I mean, if
true.
we're going to go with the Smash
Smash
Brothers
Brothers
theme.
style, yeah.
So I'll give it to you on that.
Okay.
Now, if I had my terrain and all this, and that's what Master Chief does, is
Like
part
a-
of the
like
whole
a
thing.
map, like a battle map.
And if
Yeah.
we had a whole battle map, then I might be able to take you because
I
I
would
can
agree.
use the actual terrain
would
and
agree.
keep you away.
Yeah, I mean, you would even like.
Because I'm not slow.
Yeah.
So I can move. Yeah, Master Chief is good at getting the hell out of the
You
way
would
as
be able
well.
to just
yeah.
like probably snipe me or whatever from a distance.
Yep.
Just like before I get close to you, just snipe.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, my guy can jump and stuff, but and roll, but he's not the quickest guy out there. So
Do they have an instance in the God of War series where he fights like modern technology, or is it all like mythological creatures
it's all
and
myth-
beasts and
yeah,
stuff like
yeah,
that?
it's
Okay.
literally.
They keep it to the theme pretty.
Yeah, they keep it in
Okay.
that theme. Yep. Yep. So, all right. Well, this was a good battle, Gail. At least we had respectable fighters here.
Yep.
That was,
I mean,
you know,
literally,
Jett dropped the ball here just for.
literally
I dropped the bird.
Yeah, he dropped the bird. Yeah.
threw the bird.
Again, next time I should have picked Colonel Sanders because I would have won that right there.
Well, see, I was trying to think like other modern characters, and we took modern as like anything from like essentially Xbox, PS2 kind of era to present is more like the
basically
modern style of
the
games.
introduction of the Xbox.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's really like I thought about Master Chief like would be a good pick, but I was like, I kind of want somebody a little bit different from like Doom Guy because that's essentially they're
Yeah,
coming
you'd be
from
arguing the
same
same
style of
character
game.
twice.
Yeah. And after all that, I was like, well, there's not really a Final Fantasy character on any of the PlayStation 2 and beyond that I would back up because
No.
I would almost go like to me it like Final Fantasy 7 characters like Cloud and Sephiroth like that would be more the classic kind of ones, but I didn't want to.
Yeah, I did want to go that. I also thought in the classic to bring Donkey Kong
Donkey
Yeah,
Kong.
Donkey Kong.
That's a good
because
one.
that would just been
That's
fun.
a good one.
I mean,
yeah.
talk about a fun one. Come
would be
beat up
really
Donkey
fun.
Kong. Get all the way to the top of his thing when he throws that stuff down
Yeah,
at you.
But then we would have gotten very close, depending on what our other picks were, to just recreating the movie Pixels, and nobody wants to go
Oh,
there.
please no! Don't do that.
Not at all.
I didn't watch it, but I refuse to. And I'm
Yeah, that's
sad
true.
He's done all the beloved video game characters.
I gave it a shot because I'm like, okay,
Wreck-It
it
Ralph
involves
was
video
way
games.
better.
Wreck-It
Ralph was
good.
awesome.
Yes, love that movie. And they did the Konami code in there. Remember?
Yeah,
had
they do.
reference to it.
Oh
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, it was like to open, unlock something or whatever.
Well, I
like,
mean, essentially
so
the
great.
female version character of a Halo Master Chief.
Yes.
in there.
Yes, that's true. I also thought like another cheat character. This is more from classic era. N64, GoldenEye, Oddjob. That would be unfair because we all remember if you ever played that game when you do multiplayer battle it out against other fighters. That was the character. It was like cheating. It was like you do not pick him.
Yeah, I
'Cause
almost
he's so
picked him.
short, and then if you crouch while you're playing as him, he's almost impossible to hit.
I thought of two others too. Solid Snake. We had a long
yeah, I
conversation
thought
about
about
Solid
Solid Snake
Snake
at one point,
because
yeah.
I mean that sniper ability is.
Yes.
And then speaking of the sniper ability, I thought about Hitman.
Oh, Hitman.
Is there because a lot of our characters that we're talking about are all like gun
Yeah.
shooting based characters? Is there
true.
any like non-military weapons? Let's say that way.
Bowser.
Bowser.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Bring Bowser to the table.
Bring Bowser, Kirby.
Kirby would have been.
Kirby, because he can steal your powers. He
Yeah.
can steal your powers.
Yep.
That's a great
Earthworm
character.
Jim
Earthworm Jim.
because
I
of the
forgot about that.
resiliency.
Yes, yes.
And
That's a good one. Have you ever played the game Booger Man?
no.
You never?
Yes.
You guys know that guy? It was on the SNES and Genesis. The Sega Genesis.
no.
It was literally he's a superhero, but he's really gross. Like he's actually rich.
Oh,
He's a-
Booger Man.
He's a
I get
rich
it.
guy.
Yeah.
That took it trying to make fun of Batman, but his costume is all like dirty and disgusting. He's
Yeah.
got holes in it, and he can like flick boogers at his enemies. He can belch to hurt enemies. He can even fart. And if you ever get your hands on like a hot pepper, then you fart. But when you do, it's like a flame fart, so it launches you in the sky and you can fly.
Oh,
That's
nice.
like your flying ability. It was the funniest game
I thought
ever.
you were gonna go down the shark route.
That's very close to what Beavis and Butthead was.
Yes.
Like because you burp and fart in people's faces.
Yes, yes.
Oh,
Those are great. Those were when games were like they were being so creative.
Yeah.
They weren't copying anybody. They're just like, hey, I'm gonna make an original, concept.
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna have fun with it. And those were good days. They were awesome. Mega Man, I thought about that because I love Mega Man.
see now with Mega Man, if anybody picked him, I would have had okay. We have to have a stipulation for him like we would with Mario. Whereas you can, if you have like a power up, then you can only use one power up.
Ah, I see. Yeah, because he can have all those the power ups, the energy tanks or whatever, where you can have so many of those and keep re-energizing yourself.
Yep.
Yeah, that would have been. You need to limit that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's just not going to be a fun battle.
Yeah, it'd be almost just not cheating, but just not fun.
Yeah.
So, yeah, a lot of great classic games. I'm trying to think of another modern game I would have picked too. Character, I would have gone.
See, like I haven't really gotten into too many modern games that have a character that
Well, I
didn't
mean-
have a classic version.
There is one I thought about. I felt it was a little bit cheating. But then again, he dies. You keep on killing him, and that's the point at the end of the game. Is bring Diablo to the table.
Oh,
Yeah, I was looking at Tyrael,
Interesting.
the angel from Diablo.
Yeah.
interesting. That's a good choice. That is
But
a good
then that's like,
I mean, the point is in the game to beat them. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean,
But
same.
then,
That's
like,
why I didn't bring Bowser either.
Yeah, and along those lines, I didn't want to bring a villain in because it's
Yeah.
like, the villain loses, so
Mm-hmm.
why pick the villain unless there's a game where you know the villain wins in the
Well,
end.
they keep on, or one of the games. I mean, my thing for Bowser would have been, well, he keeps on coming back. Mm-hmm. You can't really kill him.
Yeah, and it's kind of like the Dracula series too.
Yeah, I
Oh,
thought
not
about
Dracula, Castlevania.
Castlevania. I thought about that too,
Yeah,
because I mean, how are
yeah.
you going to kill that half vampire? What
Right.
are you going to do?
He always comes back every time you kill it. So
I'll suck the blood out of all your angry birds. Every one, it's like a feast.
but with the broken slingshot, we throw that at him. Boom, pierce the heart. Done.
Oh, you're trying to get a steak going on?
Yeah.
So the Angry Bird. How would the Angry Birds throw a broken slingshot?
When
themselves?
I would say whenever Kratos would to break the slingshot and he just launches it, it's thrown and it pierces
so it'd be like
half vampire guy.
it'd be like a teamwork kind of thing.
Not a teamwork, incidental.
Oh.
Entirely incidental. Yep.
Okay.
I don't know. I think
like that.
I think old
Interesting.
boy could take out Kratos.
You think so? Actually, he probably could because
That
again,
whip?
he doesn't.
Yeah.
He doesn't really. And you need the whip,
Yeah.
and Kratos wouldn't have the whip, so he wouldn't have a weapon to actually hurt Dracula.
Yeah.
That's true. That's the winner right there.
Yeah.
Interesting. Good thing nobody said anything about like Minecraft or the Sims or something, some like
Yeah.
simulation game. They're like if that's a
Because
bigger
there's not really a character you fight.
right. That's a bigger insult than like the Angry Birds. It's like what are they gonna do? Build something on top of me? Like
Yeah.
build a house and drop it on you.
I haven't played Minecraft, so I don't know.
I played a little bit of it. I was so bored. I mean, I get the idea of the game is that you could just do whatever you want. It's more about just your creativity. And I'm like, well, if I'm going to do that, just give me a blank canvas and I'll just paint something.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do that in a video game form. So
True.
I don't know, that's just me.
Although I would say one thing where I would want a blank slate to sort of paint a canvas for a video game is with that Mario Maker game,
Oh, yeah.
which
That was awesome.
I haven't gotten a Wii U, and that'd be one of the games I would get for it. But they do have that game out on the DS, and yeah, or the 3DS, and you can sit there and just draw the whole level of a Mario through what they have. They had the classic 8-bit Mario world you could build and create, the Super Mario World version, and I want to say the new Super Mario Brothers, the really like updated design that's on the DS and the Wii.
The Wii and
Yeah,
all that.
and the Wii U, yeah.
I've seen people like just put their videos of their creations on YouTube and show how, because you got to like, you have to be able to beat the level. Like you can't
Yeah.
make it where it's impossible to beat.
Yeah,
There's
so
some kind of competition or
With
something like
with
that.
each, you can create a level and then you can upload it to Nintendo servers. So that way other people can play.
Mm-hmm.
But before anybody else can play it, you have to demonstrate that it's a beatable level.
Oh, okay.
So you have
Okay.
to beat it. There's some people who have sat there and they've built. It's a competition to see who can make the most difficult level. And there is one creator who's like been trying forever just to beat the level he created. And he said it is beatable. You can do it, but you have to be very specific with it. And he just hasn't beat it yet.
I'm like, you got to prove it, man.
Yeah.
If you say it's beatable, prove it. Mm-hmm. Otherwise, it doesn't count.
Well, I mean, that's
Doesn't count.
a pretty fun like caveat for Nintendo to do.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's good because it reminds me of I forgot the name of the game, but it was like several years ago. It was like a modded game built on the engine of the original Mario on the NES. It was like it's like a bunny character. You know what I'm talking about? The character looked like a bunny, like a white rabbit, and it was like side scrolling and it was like platform based. But the game was like made to be intentionally hard, and it would do things like, for instance, you jump over like a pit, and when you jump, there happens to be this invisible block, like coin block, that you accidentally hit, and then it makes you go drop right down to die.
So basically, you have to continue dying to
You,
figure out.
and yeah, and the way they showed the game, it was like you would die a lot, but then you progress through it by learning where these little traps are. And I feel like that was on the verge of being unbeatable.
Oh, that was an awesome fight. I like that. I like the battles like that. They went well.
We were very cordial.
Yes.
Very cordial. I was, yeah, it was. It wasn't like a all out, like brawl, like we're yelling and screaming at each other. And,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
you
just
know,
some, that's the way
very
it's good.
simple.
It's just
So some of
you
them
make
have
a
gotten a
strong
little
point.
nastier than others.
Yeah, but it was also, it was kind of easy because with the Angry Birds thing, it's like,
Yeah,
you don't need to
that's
scream
true.
and yell for that. You don't need to waste energy. You just take care of it.
I just wanted to hear a logistical way that they would be taken out.
Yeah.
One was given, so it's like, okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
done.
I did like our classics because that was a good kind of like 3-way brawl there. That was
Oh, yes,
interesting.
yes.
Yeah.
And I like the characters we brought too.
Absolutely.
They're fun.
Well, you have to do something similar like that. Although I'd want to do it again where we limit to either a certain genre or a certain system characters, and give that a try next time.
Oh no, I mean, yeah, there's
Yeah.
there's a lot of iterations you could do of this.
Absolutely.
You could just say the one system with the one. I mean, you could do game type.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I feel like this is going to come back.
Yeah, kind
a
of like
lot.
with, I mean, you guys, you picking the Doom guy from the classic, and then Gail picking Master Chief from the modern. You could do like they're both first person.
Yeah.
And so that's like a type right there where if you said, okay, what's the first person?
Best first person.
Yeah, something like that, or best fighter. Like if you think of like versus like fighting games. That would be something interesting as well.
True.
Yeah,
Notes for future episodes.
yeah, absolutely.
Alrighty, so switching to the next topic. Relationships.
It's a hard switch.
That is a definite
Yeah.
from one to the other. But the reason why we bring this up is, Dre, I believe there's you're about to partake on what were you saying, that V word earlier.
It's not that V word you're thinking of.
No.
All you dirty minds out there.
Oh, my
No,
goodness.
No.
Out of
course
the
not.
gutter. Out of the
Out of the gutter. No, I am partaking in vacation. Actually, I'm on vacation right now.
Nice.
Next week,
Lucky.
going to Hawaii with my lovely wife. It's our anniversary.
How many years now?
We're approaching 7 years married.
7 years married, and many
Yes.
more years before that, if I remember correctly,
Yes. Pretty much marriage even before marriage. So over half our lives. I'm 30 now, but 31 later this year. So yeah, it's been like over 15 years. It's a really, 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 really long relationship.
So I guess like the first thing most people would think about when they hear something like that, you've spent half your life and you're a young kind of person. I imagine the typical question you would be asked first is, what's the magic? What's the secret? What's all that behind it?
What's the secret sauce? Yeah.
Exactly.
That's kind of what,
It's not the Szechuan sauce, right? Rick and Morty reference. Yes.
Yeah, I get this question.
Mern is shaking his head. Sorry, I have to. When I get mad at Jetter, I gotta tell the audience
You
what
gotta
I'm
tell the
doing.
audience, this is good. Jenner got a head shake. I get this question a lot from people, a lot of my friends and other people, just around. And, like what I like to tell people is just like, every relationship is different. There is no similar relationship out there. Everything is unique. The relationship is only as good as it's bound by the rules that you write between you and your partner. So whatever works for you and your partner, and you stick to those rules, that's how it works. And so, for Sid and I, we've been fortunate, we've been around a long time with each other. We've gone through lots of ups and downs.
Yeah, how did you start?
How did we start? This goes way back. So we technically were in 5th grade together, but we didn't really know each other. We developed a bond in 8th grade, middle school.
So 8th grade is when this started.
8th grade is when it started, and how that happened was based on all the classes we're in. The teachers would assign seats by your last name, so alphabetical order. My last name Daniels, and her last name being with the E, and so we would be placed next to each other. So we would start talking, and the way we actually built our bond. I think I mentioned earlier but I used to be a big wrestling nerd, and she also actually used to be a big wrestling nerd. So we would talk about WWF, WWE, what you want to call it now, WCW, ECW, all that stuff. We would just sit there for hours on end in every class period, just talking about that kind of stuff, and we developed this like friendship, and it was really cool. Nice little bond we had there, and friendship, turned into more than friendship. So that's kind of where how it started, and then went through high wschool, and we kind of went through ups and downs there. We weren't really together much in high school, but senior year is where we got like serious, and from that point on, yeah, it's been like just a roller coaster of a ride.
How old are you now? Is that okay to say?
I am currently the 3-0.
Ah,
the 3
so high
zero.
school to 3-0. So that is quite
It's a
time.
long time. It's a long, long time.
Now,
Not
the
very
old people
traditional.
listening would think, oh, well, that's not actually a long time.
Yeah.
Try it, kid. You know, my parents, 30 plus years, they'd be like, oh,
Yeah.
really?
Nice
That's all you
start.
got?
Nice start.
Nice start. You still got a long way to go. Sonny Jim, whatever they would, terms they would use, whippersnapper and all that. Yeah, it's traditional in the sense from our parents, but it's not so traditional in our generation today. The current times, is, you don't know what you're doing. When you get in a relationship at that age, you're like, what are you doing? You don't know anything about love or, commitment and all that.
You only begin to learn once you start stepping into it.
And once you're stepping into it, true. And I would say to some degree it's right, but to other degrees it's like what you put into it is what you get out of it, And so if you're serious about things and you're serious together, you're going to go through that growth together, from the adolescent through to young adults to full adults, and as long as you're sticking to that commitment with each other, you can get there. You can definitely get there. But like I said, it's not easy.
Yeah.
I'm not here to say that what Sid and I have, my wife and I has been easy. It's been very, very challenging. There's been a lot of bumps in the roads, and the way it works for us is that what we communicate. And that was the thing that we learned through the ups and downs. Is the more you're talking to each other, the better outcomes you can have. It could be little things. It could talk about just whatever it is that you're. I mean, just for instance, something about like, oh, what's your favorite color? And at the time you would say, oh, it's, pink or red or whatever. What is your favorite color 10 years from now? Things change. We change. We evolve as people. So the same things that apply back then when you knew this person maybe doesn't apply anymore today.
Yeah.
So you got to keep constantly talking to each other all the time. That's the key right there.
And you're talking. I mean, when I say we're three guys talking about relationships right now and getting into some of the details with it, but we've all had very different experiences. You've been married for many years now. I myself have never been married. Engaged once, that didn't go well. Mr. Murren's
A divorced man.
yeah. All sorts. I don't think any of us had any plans to really be at this point that we are in life. With if you had told us as a 15-year-old kid, each one of us, because that's really when
I'd have been movie producer. That's what
Yeah.
I said. Actually, then I don't even know what I said. Maybe who knows?
With a full head of hair.
Oh yeah,
yeah, full head of
definitely.
hair, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know that would go that quick.
The hair always.
Actually, you asked me by the end of high school, and I knew I would have actually said no. I'd definitely be bald. And I knew by then.
Yeah.
Yeah. But if it, earlier on, you're like movie producer, full head of hair,
Me, not so much. I had the long hair going on and everything, just full head of hair. Nowadays, nope.
You did?
Complete opposite.
Jared, I've known you over 6 years, 7
years, coming up on,
something
yeah.
like that. Yeah, when I first met you, man, you had this full head of hair,
Yeah.
and the times have changed over
Yeah.
time.
Now it's nice and smooth and just.
It's a sexy look.
Hey.
Don't ever let anybody tell you otherwise.
I try. I was finally able to, after years, be able to grow facial hair.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah, it's a good look. You
Right.
and Gail. It's the Michael Jordan effect, It's like, hey, the hair starts to go, just shave it, and you're still $1 million or $1 billion.
Yeah.
And I think it's somewhat coincidental because I haven't been in a relationship really anytime I've had facial hair. The one little bit that I did when I was engaged, well, that went bad, and I ended up shaving. So maybe
What you
maybe that's
think
my
beard
secret.
is? Are you anti-beard?
I'm not anti-beard. I'm thinking the girls don't like beard and me in the same kind of scenario.
Okay, fair. Okay,
Have you
fair.
gotten that kind of feedback from your previous relationships? The facial hair?
Never really anytime it would be in part I could never really grow anything in addition to I was just bored and I was more keeping up with myself appearance wise with that. So
Yeah. That's interesting that you bring it up because I've had this conversation with other guys about like we're talking about like facial hair, beards, and you know what kind of reception we get from our partners, you know, especially if they're ladies. You know,
I've had
yeah.
I have no problems with the beard.
Oh really?
No,
Lucky
no, no,
you.
no, no, no.
There's always mixed reactions out here.
that's also an Austin thing too. I think more
Yeah.
so.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Well,
I had
and,
good
like,
luck
pop
with the beard
culture.
well before Austin too. So
That's true. When I met you, you had the beard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've actually pretty much. I can't even tell you last time I didn't have a. I mean, I've shaved it down to where it's just goatee or something like that. But to not actually have hair on my face, I can't even tell you how long that's
You
been.
would probably look like a
Yeah.
24-year-old if you went completely, like, just shaved everything right now.
Look like a cue ball.
Yeah,
It'd be
you literally
weird to
would.
me.
Especially with like the lighter eyebrows and stuff like that.
Yeah.
If you don't have
Yeah.
anything else really like besides your glasses, there's no other like really like kind of dark feature to go against the rest of the paleness.
Yeah, for all who don't know what I look like, but I'm sure you can see it on the Instagram and all that. But yeah, I do have a giant red beard with blonde eyebrows. So yes, without the red beard, literally have a cue ball face.
It's a very interesting look from Gail. You would probably, if you did completely shaveless, you just maybe like you got the tattoos and everything, or just go like tattoo face like Mike Tyson or something. That'd be the balancing effect. It would just like to bring some contrast.
Yeah.
You know, just tattoo your face up, and that works.
Put a thing on my face.
Yeah,
Thing
yeah.
goes here.
Something right under your left eye.
Little
But yeah,
teardrop.
no. As far as relationships goes, even dating, the beard. Fear the beard in Austin, because
Fear the beard.
it is a
For
thing.
me, I always get the reception like I'm like you, Jett. Like I couldn't fully grow like all facial hair until like just up to like maybe a year or two ago. But like now, so like if I grow a beard out, like right now I kind of rock a look of just a short goatee. If I do a full beard, you know, the reception I get is, hey, you can have it, just don't let it get like too crazy, or
Yeah.
you know, oh now it tickles if you know we ever
Well,
like,
you
kiss or something.
you both are just rocking the mustache. I dig it. You
Yeah.
both give that French mustache look and a go. Now you're
See,
not
you
twirl.
Want me to, you want me to go full mustache?
Oh,
but I'm-
I think you should. I think you should do it, and you should get it where it twirl it.
That'd
and
be
then
awesome,
even,
man.
you know,
I
wax
just-
it so it stays in place.
Yeah,
Just
I never thought
don't-
about that because I always like kind of trim like this, you know, edge the sides, and never let the handlebar just develop.
Yeah,
like to me, it would be
get a top hat.
like I'd be fine with it.
Get the top hat.
I'd look like a magician after a while. That
Yep.
would be,
Hey,
It'd be
we were
awesome. Hey, some girls could be into the
Hey,
magician look.
that's why handlebar. I mean, they're the handlebar
Yeah.
here downtown in Austin.
Oh yeah, the bar. Yep.
Very successful. A lot of ladies love that spot. You know, the guys
Yeah,
rocking
it
the
is more
handlebars.
of a lady spot. Than
It's a
guy.
ladies
Yeah.
spot for sure. It's a cool bar.
Well, all the
It's a
guys,
lady.
in addition to the handlebar mustaches, also have like booty shorts on, essentially.
Very much booty shorts.
Yeah.
They get like Coyote Ugly style in there. They get on like the bar and dance and put on a nice little show.
I haven't been there for those kind of things.
Yeah, I've seen it once or twice, but don't ask me why. But
Don't
don't ask me why. It depends on the crowd.
Was that
Dre,
relationship
Dre,
building?
I got a question to ask you, Dre.
don't judge me.
Dre, what?
Don't judge me. It's a group of people I'm around, but yeah, it's a very successful bar, and the handlebars that works. It's a good look.
So, Dre doesn't have something new to tell us.
Nothing new. No, sorry, gentlemen.
Well, I mean,
Okay.
Dre's got the secret to what works with a relationship is strong communication.
yeah, strong
That was-
communication. Other things I'll say to that is, I mean, it really is like what I said earlier. Like we all, as human beings, we change. We get older, we change, and you have to learn that as you change, you want to make sure you change with your partner. Like y'all grow and change together. You do it as a mutual thing. If you go off, it's so easy to just kind of, as you're evolving into whoever you're becoming, you can just go off one path and evolve that direction, and then your partner kind of evolves into a different direction. And if that happens, you obviously now you got a fork in the road. You got a split, and that can create space and distance. And,
can.
Oh, yeah.
and that's where things can start to go wrong. And,
Yeah,
and it has. I mean, we've seen that kind of stuff. So it's very important that's why you got to communicate. You got to be able to tell your partner, hey, you know, I used to not really like doing these kind of things, but now I kind of, I'm really into it now. I want to do this stuff, or I want to, do this. Will you support me? Will you, will you be there for me? And if the partner receives it well and they're like very receptive, like, yeah, I'm there. Wow, I didn't realize that you're into that stuff now, but that's interesting to know.
Yeah.
That just helps develop and keep that bond strong.
I mean, that's what, like,
You got to support each other.
in looking back at like the last big relationship I had, that's essentially where the breakdown was. It got to the point where you could tell there were two different paths happening in life. She was on one direction, I was on another, and by the time I had recognized that and tried to like talk it out, it was pretty clear that it just wasn't going to last very long.
Yeah. I mean, you do have to catch it before it goes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You can't be late to the game
Yeah.
on that one.
Absolutely.
Can I think of another analogy?
Can't be complacent.
Well, I was
Can't
gonna
be.
say for me, it'd be more like dirty things if you're talking about late to the game. But
Yeah.
never mind. Anyway,
Yeah.
the other thing I'll say to it as well, in my opinion, what helped us there. I'm not trying to plug anything, but there's a nice book that my wife and I got our hands on that helped us a lot with this learning this stuff. It's called like the what was it, like the 7 principles of a successful marriage or something like that, and it talks a great deal about the different key components that. It's basically written by this scientist who did these studies over many decades where he would like have couples come into a laboratory that he built. In the laboratory, it would have like this kind of like living space for couples to just kind of be there for a weekend. And just be there, like couches, kitchen, whatever you name it. They could bring whatever they need to bring, pets and all that stuff, food, entertainment. And they would just, from a certain time point, from this period to this period, they would study them, and that's all they're doing is purely observation studies. And what they found from all their case studies is like that they could actually, from the patterns they saw how the couple would interact with each other, they could actually predict a very well accurate prediction who would still be in a marriage and who would get divorced. And their predictions were, I think, it's somewhere in like the 90% accuracy.
Wow.
Based on what they observed from this many decades of studying. And so what the scientist, he wrote this book, and he kind of breaks down from his studies the 7 different things that he believes could make sure you have a highly successful marriage with your partner. I'm not going to really get into the details of what's in there. If you want to check it out, look it up on Amazon, but he also breaks down what he calls like this 4 horsemen concept, and they're like these different 4 things when you have conflict with your partner, how easy, what kind of things that you or the partner does to each other that could spell trouble for the marriage, and I think that was a big takeaway for me, because I'm guilty of a lot of that whenever I have, arguments or anything like that with my wife. And, some of it is like, an example like criticism. That's a common thing that everybody knows about.
Yeah.
You argue about something, and the first thing you want to do, you say is like, oh, you always do this, or you never do this, or, you're pointing the finger at your partner, and you're saying what they're doing wrong. And
that's creating that divide. And
it's creating that divide.
That,
yeah, because you're basically saying, hey, it's all your fault. I didn't do anything wrong. It's all your fault. You're the reason why these things are going bad. And we all feel that way at times. We definitely, I'm guilty of it, you know, but the truth is that it takes both, whenever there's issues, it's on both sides. I mean, it really is. It's always there's a misunderstanding or a miscommunication or whatever.
You just don't want it to break down to the point when you're sitting there and you're yelling and screaming at each other, because then that's just,
it doesn't help anything.
You're zoned out.
Yeah.
You're just
Yelling and screaming doesn't.
Yeah.
I mean, some people say that it gets a whole bunch of stuff off your chest, or it makes you feel better, or it's good to happen every once in a while because of this or that. I don't believe that at all. I believe in the calm, think it through, actually listen to what you're saying. That whole method works way better than the scream it out version. Because the scream it out version usually doesn't actually have a great resolution.
Yeah. See, I would think I would take like a little bit of each. Like I would say, if you've got to scream it out and that's the way to do it, all right, scream it out, put it all out there. But if you do nothing, if there's no follow up where you have like okay, we're calmed down, let's really talk about this.
So that's your style, is what you're saying.
That would be my style. Yeah, more the
mine is
approach I
not
would have.
that style. The screaming and yelling is pointless to me. Yeah, so that's how I that's my style.
Sure.
But yeah, that's part of what
yeah.
we're talking about. Everybody
Yeah.
has their own style.
Absolutely, and I hear both of you guys. It depends on the person. What works
Yeah.
for you. My style is kind of more close to Gail's, where where I don't like the screaming and shouting, and I like to try to be logical. But at times I'm not logical with myself, and I actually fall victim to like what is another horseman that the author talked about, was they call stonewalling, which is a concept that a lot of guys do. I am guilty of it, and once I read it, I was like, oh, I need to stop doing that. Which is basically like you're encountering a lot of conflict. There could be screaming and shouting from your partner, and what your response is like, look, I'm not doing this, And so you just basically shut yourself down. You're like, I'm not engaging this.
That's me.
And I'm just gonna build this wall up, and I'm gonna ignore everything, and I'm not gonna respond.
Yeah.
And it's like usually when you do that, it just creates more
Yeah,
of this
you're
chaos.
you're continuing to widen
You're just
the difference, and it's
You're just pissing off the other
You're pissing
person.
off the other person because
Yeah.
you're not opening yourself up to hear what they're saying. Even if the way they're doing it is not the way you prefer, you're just closing yourself off, and that doesn't help. So what I've tried to learn to do is in that situation, if I'm encountering something like that, it's like, okay, look, hey, can we just like maybe take a couple minutes, like let's just gather ourselves,
and then come back.
just kind of give ourselves some time, some space, let things calm down, and then we come back and we discuss this, and we can discuss it calmly, logically, and that can
like
actually help a lot.
It's very similar to like you get screaming out, you get the anger out, and then you're like, all right, now we got to move past it.
Exactly, kind of like what you're saying.
Just
yes.
with your scenario, it's you don't want any of the screaming part. You just want the
Let's just
go
talk
do
it
your
out.
own thing in a corner somewhere. If you got to scream into a wall, scream into a wall.
Right.
But we're going to come back and we're going to talk about it.
Exactly. That helps a lot. But I've also, like, again, I'm looking at myself and the way I behave, and when there's conflict and stuff, and what can I do differently, and what can I bring to the table. The biggest thing is when you're having conflict, as long as both parties are doing things in a respectful way with each other, talking to each other in a respectful way and not criticizing
Like
or
our
attacking.
battle.
You just you hear that person. That's the biggest thing that the partner wants from you, is like, just hear what they're saying. Just empathize.
Yeah.
It show that you like. There's a exercise I learned from it. It's kind of like you repeat back the things that you heard your partner just say to you.
Yeah.
Like, okay, so from what I hear what you're saying. So it sounds like A, B, and C and D or whatever is your concerns. Here's my response to that, and you kind of respond back to answer the questions or concerns or whatever your partner's saying.
Yeah.
So that shows the partner like, wow, they're listening to me.
You're paying attention.
Yeah,
Or
paying
or
attention,
if you're not picking up what I'm saying, there's some miscommunication. Okay, let me
Exactly.
clear up my point here.
Exactly,
Yeah.
because by repeating, it shows the other person like, oh, wait, no, that's not exactly what I was trying to say. I really
They
meant
could see
this.
something in their own statement that they realize.
Exactly.
So that's a great point, because I like to think over the thing before I say it, right?
Yeah.
But there are times when you can't do that, and I say these things, and why I don't like the quick and style arguments, because I'll say things and I know it's not what I mean.
Right.
So that's that clear up point is amazing. It's like, oh, you said it right back. Oh yeah, no, that's not at all what I mean.
Exactly.
Let me rephrase.
Yeah.
Because that's another thing. I mean, when you misunderstand things and you take, oh, this is what I think they said, and then you act off of that and you respond to it, it can just, again, it can go down a deeper tunnel, a spiral down even deeper.
I guarantee that's what happened in my last big thing. It got to the point where if you say something, one or the other would be very close to just, instead of like, it could be a small criticism, but then it becomes something big because they just fire back with something even more heavy-handed, like outside of.
Yeah, you got to outdo.
Right.
Hey, why are you parking in the wrong spot? Well, I hate your mother. What the fuck?
Yeah,
You know,
it's like
something
we're-
stupid escalation like that,
Yeah,
not
it's
an actual live example.
What?
I hate your mother.
Your mother. It's like, wow. It's like that escalated quickly.
Again, not a live example, but
hate
just
your
something. That's
mother.
the way it would go.
Oh my gosh.
That's more
so
of a
bad.
sitcom
That's
example.
pretty bad. That's just like, oh, I'm
But
good.
it's very similar to how the escalation would go. It got to be something like we're just talking about normal things, and then suddenly an offense is taken by someone, and it's just to the throat. And it's
Yeah.
like, holy fuck! Wait, hold on.
Yeah, and it's like, and we all know, like when things go to that level, it doesn't help anybody, because now you're both at this high level of anger, and
It's-
nobody's thinking straight anymore. So you're gonna say and do things and react
And it
without
sucks.
any logic. You're not thinking anymore. and
you're
you're
not-
based on emotion. And when it's all the dust settles, you're both having like loads of regret. You're like, oh man, I really didn't mean to say this or do this, but the damage is done. It's like,
It's like one of the people that you're most open to, who knows the most about you, is just firing at your most weak point,
right.
and the weak part of yourself, or what you're self-conscious about, something that you don't typically share with the world, but suddenly they're firing at you, and it's like, oh, my confidence that was like
Yes.
this big about the situation before is now half that,
Exactly.
if not more.
Exactly. Yes. Yeah. And so it's just key for, like, again, we're all human. It's not easy. I still have my ups and downs. I slip up, but I try. It has changed me a lot reading a lot about that book, to try to be at least conscious and aware of things as what I'm saying, how I'm conveying it, what's my tone, what's my body language, all that stuff. That really factors in a lot, and I'm trying to make sure I'm fully aware of those things, because if you're paying attention to yourself and what you're doing and what you're saying, it can have different outcomes and how you have your your interactions with your partner, and so that's a big key factor.
In a way, wouldn't that be just like being in the present moment of the relationship? Then is essentially, in a way, what you're describing. Like,
Yeah.
I've been doing like a lot of like meditation and stuff like that, and it's all about just being present, like knowing your body, knowing yourself, knowing your mind, knowing like what's around you, and taking that in and just appreciating that. And that's what you're very similar to what you're describing, is just being in the
Absolutely.
present moment of each other.
Absolutely, because a lot of this is what based on you having interactions with your partner. So you got to be in that present moment. Now, when there's moments where you're not, engaging with your partner, you got some alone time. There's obviously things you can do, like you're talking about meditation and things to calm your emotions and settle settle things down. Yeah, absolutely. Those things they're great. They work. If they work for you, do it. More power. A lot of this is from this book is just about when you interact with your partner. What things can you do? What positive things you could do versus the negative. That's been a real key factor. One last thing I want to mention really quick that I've myself found myself really doing a lot more of. If I have something to say, like let's say it's like a disagreement or something bothering me or whatever, I need to bring it up, I would try to speak more in the tone of, hey, there's things that you're doing that I don't like, and I want you to change, or like I don't want you to do these things anymore. Instead of saying things like that, you do it more in the I statements, where it's kind of like you talk about, you start off with some positive feedback. You give your partner a lot of positive feedback, but you also then lead on to say, when you do this, when this happens, when you do this, I feel this, I feel that. You talk about the emotions you're feeling.
Oh yeah.
Because that way, when you say it like that, you're actually speaking to the core of what the problem is, what problem you're having, and you're also not attacking your partner.
Yeah.
Which is a big key thing. If you can avoid ever attacking your partner about anything, things are gonna go a lot smoother.
Yeah, when you go into the total defense mode,
Yeah.
and then just it's fight or flight kind of thing, and if you're in the fight and it's with somebody else, it's not going to end up good.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I mean, I don't know, is that I don't know, I just think about like a lot of the situation we're in right now at the times, our generation, the millennials, and the generation
More people are in my category than your category now. There are more divorced people than.
Yeah. And I think about just too, like, even here in Austin, Austin's a big singles town. It is.
Yeah.
So, I mean, would you guys, you agree with that?
Yep.
A lot of singles out here. And that's cool. Whatever works for you, that's awesome. But also, like, I don't know, I just kind of observe, and people have different reasons why they're single. But, for some, the percentage of it, I look at it and it's like, the ones that are really actually trying to look for relationships, but they seem like, this is my observation, they seem like scared to the commitment.
Yeah.
They're afraid of it.
Yeah.
And it's not just relationships, it's just like a lot of things, it could be like, oh, I'm supposed to go to this party, but,
I'm not going to commit to
I'm not going to commit to it.
I'm just interested.
I'm going to put an interested status on Facebook.
Yeah.
And I'm going to wait till the next best thing comes up, and then I might bail on that. And it's like that thing translates to bigger things, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Before you know it, you're just interested in a lot of things, and you're not doing anything.
You're not doing anything.
Just like, well, I was waiting until something came along, and I'm
Nothing
just
did.
sitting here.
Exactly. So I think it speaks a lot to just our generation right now, and it's interesting. It's an interesting times.
Everybody has FOMO.
FOMO,
fear of missing out.
Ooh, I have not heard that one before.
Yeah,
That's interesting.
that's I mean, that's where that comes from. I mean, well, something might have. I can't miss that if that happens.
Yeah.
Do either of you guys, well, I know Murren, this is a no from you, but Dre, did you ever watch How I Met Your Mother?
I watched some of it, not a lot of it.
I
I watched some episodes.
There was the episode where Hurley from Lost, I forget the actor's name, but he was on it, and he was the guy that as soon as he left, things got really crazy. It's like you were almost like right after you left, this happened. It was the greatest thing in the world, and there was a specific name for it, and forget what it's called, but it's almost like that. It's like
Interesting. Yeah, but I just think I don't know how I feel about these times. Like I said, I just use the word interesting because that's the safe word to use, but I do wonder about what's going to be the state, later down the line as we all get older and. We're obviously not following traditions now where people are supposed to have babies when our previous generations had them, and people are in their 30s and 40s and, not having kids. And I just wonder what kind of effects this is going to have long term, where we're not really committing and not doing the things that our parents and our grandparents did before us. What is it going to look like?
I don't think it was that clear. I don't think it was that clear cut before as well.
Sure.
I think we like to think it is, but in reality, I don't think it was.
But you also had to imagine a lot of our parents, we're all probably children of divorce now. And so I know, like, at least for me, that's the reason why I would never commit to anything. And that's why, well, in part why
I'm not.
The engagement got broken off kind of thing for me years ago. It's just like, this isn't looking good. And I don't want to get, one, I don't want to get kids involved. Two, I don't want to be in that situation where that happens to a family.
Sure. I can see that. Yeah. That's totally understandable. You kind of base things on your life decisions, what you do based on like kind of what you saw in your household upbringing, and that does have effects. And
there is an influence there. And
there is absolutely. And so it's just interesting times. It'll be interesting to see. But I love especially when I get those questions from people that ask about my relationship, but they're the ones that they could also have one, but they do just have this commitment issue, and I do find that kind of interesting when I get those questions from them.
If you want to make it a priority and you want to make it something that happens and you want to make it work, you'll make it work.
Yeah.
You'll be committed to it. You'll find the person that it works well with, and you go crazy.
It's like anything. I mean, like this project, this podcast you both are doing. It's a lot of hard work. You put a lot of time and blood and sweat into this, and it's not easy. But you put time into it. You're like, this is hard, but I'm gonna do this because I believe in this and I want to make it work. That's just like
I just do it for fear of missing out.
Yeah, that's
FOMO.
Murren. I'm the one driving everything here.
I'm just here. I might miss out on something.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you cleared that up while you're here. What your intentions are.
Yep.
That's good, sir.
FOMO.
That's great.
That's
FOMO.
my intention.
That's the
That's
acronym of the day.
Yep.
But yeah, interesting times. But that's what I would say to the folks out there listening. Like again, everybody's different. Do what works for you, but you got to understand yourself first, and you got to understand what you can bring to the table in a relationship. You can't expect the other person to just conform to whatever you want or do the things that you want them to do. That's not how it works, And if you have that, if you think it's going to work that way, you probably don't waste your time getting in a relationship. It's just not going to work.
Because if not, what you're going to do is you're going to end up in a split. Weird transition then to the other thing we want to talk
I
about.
like how you did that. Now that's a segue.
Hey, there we go.
There's a segue. It was a terrible segue,
Yes.
but we'll give it to you.
We'll give you credit for that, Jack.
I'm learning. Look,
Good job.
the more these happen, the more I can do it.
Yeah.
So the movie Split. So again, like we mentioned before, we're going to get in some details of the plot, and this is pretty much going to be the last thing that we'll talk about here. So if you in now, check back with us when there's about 2 minutes left to go in the podcast if you don't want to hear about Split, so that way you can hear us promoting
about it.
ourselves
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah.
And of course, you got to hear James take us home, we end every
Yes.
podcast. Which I think there might
Jet
be a little bit
Radio on
difference. We might
Oh.
switch it up a little bit here.
Don't
today.
put me on the spot. I don't think I can do it
I'm
today.
just, we'll see. Go ahead and skip to the future or just stay tuned.
So spoiler alert. That's what we
Spoiler
mean.
alert.
Yeah, spoilers.
So if you have not
Spoiler.
seen Split, get out now.
You guys make the video.
So-
you put a big flash, a graphic
3,
on there.
2, 1, go, Jetter.
So, Split is the latest movie by M. Night Shyamalan, or as he was previously known to me, M. Night Shyamalan Ding Dong can't make a movie with a pretty straightforward story outside of
sounds
Sixth
accurate.
Sense or Unbreakable.
Yep.
Well,
Well,
What
so,
happened?
With Split, it is seriously a really good movie, and you'll want to go see it. It is James McAvoy, he who is probably popularly known as being Professor X in the newest X-Men movies. He's this guy with a split personality.
24.
23.
20.
24th one comes out.
The 24th one comes out.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's 23 different personalities, and McAvoy is amazing. Seriously amazing. Being able to switch and just become a
In
completely
mid-sentence.
different person. It could be mid-sentence, mid-scene, however. He can do it at a drop of a hat.
It was
is
impressive.
awesome.
He
on
has
this
to
one.
be in the Oscar conversation next year just for that role.
Yeah, it is
I would think
quite
so.
talented
Yeah.
to be
Yes.
able to just like the. Also, it's not just the line; it's the expression on the face,
Yeah.
the way the body moves.
Yep.
You see
like
his
the
verbal
whole
tics.
thing.
You pay attention to, like, his eyebrows. He could get his eyebrows to just twitch a certain way, and that's when you could tell, like, the personalities are struggling and, like, the switch is about to happen between one or the other.
Exactly.
Yeah, the best one I feel is when he's sitting in front of the psychiatrist,
Mm-hmm.
and he goes from Barry to Dennis, and just slowly
Yeah.
just.
But
like,
he never
the
said it,
shoulders-
but he
the
never said
shoulders
anything.
move,
Yeah.
Yeah.
The facial expression moves,
Yep.
and it's fantastic.
Yes.
That's when you can tell you have a good actor on hands. Because if
Mm-hmm.
it was just a generic actor, like, there wouldn't be that subtleness in the change. There would just be something probably more dramatic, more on the making it obvious
some kind
He
of
was-
cue that tells the audience like, oh, he
Yeah.
just changed
Yeah.
personality.
Well, thinking back, I don't think he actually says anything. She's the one talking.
Yeah.
And he's
He
changing.
never-
Yeah.
Because he tried to conceal that obviously from her that you know
Because the moment the voice comes out, she knows.
exactly, exactly. It was so good. Well done.
The story starts off with one of the personalities essentially kidnapping these 3 teenage girls, and it's from the exposition and the interaction
believe
between
it's
the psychologist.
Dennis does the
Yeah.
kidnapping.
You learn about the different personalities and stuff like that through being through the girl's eyes and through the eyes of the psychologist, and then really great story, ramps it all up, and then the payoff at the very end is there's this 24th personality we're talking about called the Beast that sort of takes over, and it's when the Beast comes out, he has superhuman abilities.
Yeah, so the psychiatrist is researching about how these people may be more than what they are. And the psychiatrist is going through theories and forums.
They give examples where one personality can be blind, but then the other personalities are like Olympic athletes. Like, it's just there's such a change with whatever personality's in charge. You physically change.
And this is where personality 24 comes out.
Yeah. So if personality 24 is essentially a superhuman that can have bullets bounce off him. More like he's called the Beast because he's very feral, able to climb up walls and stuff like that.
Yeah, they specifically say his ability is he barely needs friction to be able to hold onto a wall, and that his skin is as hard as a rhinoceros's horn. They
Yeah.
use that term.
Yeah.
That's impressive. That's amazing.
So the big twist at the end.
Yep.
As M. Night is, prone to do with all of his movies, to a lesser degree of effect, where it just is what versus like a Sixth Sense, like, oh, okay, that really makes me want to watch the movie a second time over. The big reveal is that there's a cameo by one Bruce Willis, and you
Sitting
find,
in a diner.
sitting in a diner, and you find out that through the news reports when they're reporting about this Beast character, and it's like a person with special abilities. The diner, there's people at the diner who start talking about, wasn't there some guy like that 15 years ago? What was it that he called himself? And then Bruce Willis says, Mr. Glass. So, Split ties into and is essentially a continuation of Unbreakable.
Yeah.
Same universe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's essentially Unbreakable 2.
It is.
Yeah.
It pretty much is. It's set up for Unbreakable 3.
Yeah, which he has released as of February 6th, said that he is beginning writing the script. So 11 pages are written, and it
Yes.
will be a thing.
Yes.
Let it keep going, because if it's like because I remember you were just watching Unbreakable right after watching Split, just to
Yeah.
keep it up, and just the little bits that I was catching during that, I was like, oh yeah,
I didn't, because I wanted to confirm something.
yeah,
And it was, can I talk to you? Because you had told me before watching Split what it was. So I knew going in. Although I felt like I would have because of the music. And I wanted to confirm that by watching Unbreakable. When things start happening and you start figuring out in Split, you start hearing the same music that you heard when Bruce Willis starts figuring out what he is in Unbreakable.
Oh,
It's
interesting.
fantastic,
I didn't
actually.
pick up.
Yeah.
Is it like the same composer he got for the?
It must be. I'll have to check into that.
Yeah.
But
That's interesting that they pulled
the
the
way that enlighten moment of music happens in Split too, as we figure out.
That's genius.
Yeah.
Yeah, M. Night
That.
Shyamalan's giving you those little like breadcrumbs, these little pieces.
Also, what do
Pick
you
up on those
what do you
things.
think about the girl? He says she's special,
yeah.
and if what the doctor has said is true, she's gone through trauma. We see it in Split.
She's gone through a lot of trauma.
So how is she special?
I guess
Don't know.
We'll find out.
So I think there's 4 characters going into it.
It could be. Yeah.
That Mr. Glass is only in a mental institute. He is still very much there.
He can get out.
There's McAvoy's character, who is yet to be caught. There's Bruce Willis, and there's this young girl, Miss Cook, I believe her name is.
Yeah, I forgot her
look it
name.
up. Yeah.
But yeah, she's special enough too. Or the Beast he didn't kill her.
Yeah.
You know, he did not.
He chose not to kill her.
He
'cause
chose.
She's basically we're being told that she is special.
Absolutely.
So, in what way is she? I mean, we kind of see some things happening, where she knows things. She has ability to feel people out. So she's got some kind of thing there. Is she where, just like the original Unbreakable, where Glass in what is it?
Bruce
David
Willis
Brown.
character. Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
David Brown's his name. Are done. David Dunn.
Anya Taylor-Joy played Casey Cook.
Casey Cook.
Casey Cook.
Where they're opposites. Are McAvoy and this girl opposites in some way, shape, or form?
Well, that sort of makes sense, because because it demonstrated a lot. He had a bunch of split personalities, and he would be very fragmented, where she was just whole
Completely
and
in control.
Yeah, the entire time.
Where
She
it's just
does
like
not get. She didn't get ever till the end, where he was physically coming after her. Did she get really
A little shaken.
Yeah,
a little
yeah,
shaken?
yeah.
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 But you're right, because that's that same relationship that between like Mr. Glass and David Dunn, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bruce Willis character, where they're this complete opposite, but they have this kind of tethered bond to each
Oh,
other.
yeah. With
You
Tether
know?
Bond, and then they have that point together. that
Yes.
Samuel L. Jackson likes to point out that we're in the same arc, but the arc basically touches when it comes to water,
Yeah.
because Bruce Willis can drown easily.
So wonder what her weakness would be if that's something that they're trying to build upon. What would be like her?
It's really interesting that he chose water, by the way, as his weakness, because one has no bone density, the other has essentially a ton of bone density that he can't get sick. That he's heavier,
Yeah,
so
can
he
easily
sinks
sink.
in water.
Yes.
Yeah.
No matter how much he tries to swim, he's going down. So yeah, it was well done. That was a twist. I mean, M. Night Shyamalan, he really redeemed himself on that movie.
So how do we think, Jetter? How do you think for this third movie will play out? Where do you think he's going to go? Do we think all 4 will be involved? Or
Yeah, but I think it's gonna involve the emergence of somebody else. There's gonna be another 2 main characters, and I have a feeling like everybody else will be like side characters. They'll still be important to the story and still like continue it on. But I don't I don't see M. Night, there's been nothing demonstrated so far in those two movies where there's going to be a big Avengers-style superhero team-up kind of thing going on.
Yeah, right.
It's going to be more a la Dark Knight, where it's more grounded and more realistic than it is like big flare superheroes going crazy.
Right.
It'd be interesting because we weren't introduced to all 23 personalities.
No.
And I would really, like, knowing that James McAvoy can really shine and really do that character justice, I want to see more of his characters doing something.
I mean,
You only got like that
we
brief
could, that
preview.
brief thing with the computer.
Yeah.
On the computer. you
And
saw,
we'd
like,
see
a
all the
brief-
names
Yeah.
of everybody, but clearly we
There's
didn't get
more.
to see everybody.
There's more to delve into there.
You know what that reminded me a bit of? Batman v Superman with the other members of the Justice League. But in this movie, it worked. It was very much more subtle, and it wasn't like as flashy and as like out there.
So what you're saying is they need M. Night Shyamalan of all people to come in, step in, and help, fix the Justice League and all that.
I would say
Probably
no.
not. Probably not.
I would say no.
But, hey, you can argue
What
that
a twist! Batman's parents are alive! Hey!
he did a better job. Like you're comparing the two, he did a better job at it than was his
Snyder.
Snyder,
Yep.
yeah, Snyder, yeah.
Snyder.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah. But this is you're not going to get flashy costumes. This is going to be more like the dark Smallville approach kind of thing, where you get more into the characters than
So,
seeing
I'll,
capes.
I'll agree with you on some of those points. I don't think there will be new. I think he resolves these characters out.
Yeah, I don't see the
I
value in
don't-
adding new characters.
Yeah, I don't think he's. I think it'll be too much. By doing so, I think resolving and just letting them meet is enough of the story.
Yeah.
Because if we keep Miss Casey Cook, the young girl, and she is something, well, then there's the whole interaction between her and Bruce Willis. Then you have Bruce Willis and McAvoy. Well, then you have Mr. Glass and McAvoy, and then you maybe have Mr. Glass and Miss Cook, which would be very interesting because they're more both mental.
Absolutely.
So, and then what has happened to Mr. Glass? It was clearly, his mind is whatever. He's got to be plotting something. So what is he plotting? He's probably can outdo whoever is trying to correct him in a mental institute. If that's the superpower that he's mental, and he's plotted these huge tragedies. What is he currently plotting?
Absolutely.
But see, that's where I think, like,
Just putting,
McAvoy's character would be too fragmented for him to really plan on trying something around that. Because which personality are you trying to manipulate more or less with those two in the same movie?
But like kind of what Gail's saying, I mean, that's like his ability. Like that's what he's
Well,
good at, his mental.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it-
and so maybe he can be that guy that learns how to interact with McAvoy's
and in most
character.
most comic books, the super mind guy has the huge beefy guy, the huge beefy villain underneath him.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And seeing that he has someone now to go toe to toe physically with him, that's where I could see. I mean, the way Mr. Glass works is that he follows the comic book trend. He announces it how many times?
Yeah, because wasn't that at the end of Unbreakable anyway? Wasn't he like testing?
Exactly.
Bruce Willis' character. He wanted to see how unbreakable he actually is. Why wouldn't he want to find? Oh, there's this new guy.
Yeah.
He's got this
So I'm going.
personality that can go toe to toe with him.
Because he was always wanting to find his counterpart. That's what.
Right.
That's what.
Well, yeah,
and
but
then-
now he wants to. Now, basically, at the end of Unbreakable, he says, "Well, this is where we part ways." He's like, "I am your arch villain. Now it's time to do this." And just like Unbreakable, he takes him down. He gets him caught and all that. But just like every arch villain, if you're not dead,
Yeah.
you
you're
come
gonna
back.
be coming back. Yeah.
Absolutely. It's just another challenge to Mr. Glass. So I
Yeah.
think I'm with Gail. I think he's going to find some way to try to control McAvoy's 24th personality, especially his 24th personality character, and use that to go, toe to toe with.
Yeah, because he's probably smarter than the psychiatrist.
Yeah.
So who's to say he can't become Barry's new psychiatrist?
Absolutely.
Because he's in a mental institution.
Well, what if he's already in control of that mental institute because he's smarter than everybody
True.
else?
Yeah. He could already be just waiting for that time to get out, find
I
that
know.
person.
It's going to be. it's going to be interesting to see.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, he's got a lot of paths he can go.
yeah.
But
I mean,
Shyamalan's
like,
got to do this right. Oh, if he gets one thing wrong with this, I mean, it's screwed up. It's completely screwed.
And what's the twist at the end?
Right.
see,
What
that's
is
the
the
thing.
twist?
Like,
I don't know.
it wasn't a huge twist because it was telegraphed a lot earlier. It was more obvious what was happening at the end with when Bruce Willis made his appearance. Like you said, with the music, there were a lot more clues to what was going on.
Yeah.
Than like in his.
He took the more Signs
movies.
approach.
Yeah.
I think Signs wasn't. I mean, Signs was Signs, but
Yeah.
he may have learned something from Signs in that style of hook
Yeah.
at the end, and that people. I mean, there are plenty of people who actually like Signs.
I've heard good things. I haven't seen it, but I've heard some people like there's a good
Yeah,
amount of people that
it's-
like the movie and
Well, the basic premise is what just throws a lot of people off. You have aliens that are coming to Earth to invade that get hurt by water. So why the hell would you come to a place that is 2/3 water? The
Yeah.
thing
Yeah, it
that
doesn't
can
make
hurt
sense.
you.
yeah, that doesn't make sense at all. Just
The
hearing
one-
that description.
There was a really good movie fan film theory put out there that I actually sort of buy when it comes to Signs, and it was the idea was the only water that really you see aliens get hurt by are the water around the house, and Mel Gibson's character is a preacher, so it would make sense that in a way it's holy water, and they're not actually aliens from outer space; they're demons from hell.
Interesting.
And so that's why the holy water can hurt them. Because that's the only time you see water hurt
Yeah,
them.
because he comes the preacher again
Yeah.
right beforehand, and okay,
So my follow
Okay, maybe.
how much?
It's a big,
maybe.
it makes the movie a little bit better.
you'll have to. You gotta. See
I was
it
gonna
on
say.
that.
So
yeah.
then my follow up to that. I haven't seen the movie, but my follow up to that fan theory is like how much grass did they smoke before they came up with that?
Yeah,
That's an
It was
interesting theory.
It was a super fan wanting to justify Signs as a good movie.
He tried. He
Yep.
tried hard. He was reaching.
Yeah.
Big time.
A lot of times that's what happens with fan theories. Like it's just you're trying to reach to justify why things happen the way they do in a movie because you
ever
really
noticed-
enjoy it.
If you ever notice, they have to do that to movies that was just like you kind of like,
yeah.
that wasn't
Yeah.
really that good.
The
You
rest
know?
of Signs is a little bit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
loose ends
Signs
and
is
all that.
very, very slow and droning, kind of.
Well, like I felt a little
that's
bit
kind
that
of
way.
his style.
Yeah, Split was like that.
Yeah,
Sixth
it
Sense
is.
was like that. Pretty much
Right.
that's
Yeah,
what
but
he
Split
filmed.
is. I mean, it makes sense because it's also a psychological thriller kind of thing.
Yeah.
I mean, it is a horror. I mean, he does kidnap 3 girls. What is he going to do to them?
Yeah.
And you're always wondering, like, how far are we going to go with this, bud? Like,
Yeah.
what exactly? How sick is this guy going to get?
Right. Right.
And it seems like he starts to get sick, and then the eating starts, where you find out the beast also likes human flesh
Yeah.
and likes to eat it. He's a cannibal.
That was the most
So-
terrifying part of the whole
Yeah,
whole
when
movie.
you walk into that room and that girl's stomach is everywhere.
Right. And
I mean, like a good psychological thriller like that is can be done without any blood being shown on the screen.
Yeah.
sure.
I mean, like for the most part, a lot of like The Shining was like that. Not saying that Split
Yeah.
is like on par with The Shining, but that's like that kind of style. Like,
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I
Absolutely.
think the moment we see the blood, it changes. It turned into an action movie at that point in time.
yeah,
Like it goes from thriller to action.
Yeah.
Then we really know, especially from the music at that point in time, we hit the same crescendo in the sound at the same time. Bruce Willis really finds out who he is. The same thing when the beast comes out, we hit the crescendo in the music, and then the cutting changes. The whole thing changes into it's action time.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And then it's a superhero movie at that point. Just like in Unbreakable, it changed at that moment when he gets into that house. It's action time.
yeah. Absolutely.
And
true.
it's a different movie.
Absolutely true. Yep. It did. Yeah. Very similar in those two regards.
there really wasn't anything like that in his first one. Sixth Sense was there, where it changed into a more action movie.
I think that
No, that was, yeah.
Signs had that.
Signs did at the very end as well.
The Village did.
The Village did. The Village got all action-packed right there at the end.
Yeah.
He did that terrible movie.
Lady in the Lake.
Oh yeah, he did Lady in the Lake.
Yes,
Yeah.
he did.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because
Yeah.
Lady in the Lake had, when the guy who was, the werewolf?
I never saw it.
It does.
I forget,
It does. Lady in the Lake was,
Yeah.
Okay.
And then
It was
and then
convoluted
The
and-
Happening, which is probably his biggest
Oh yeah, with Marky
crap
Mark.
movie.
yeah. I didn't
trying to think of
actually
the end
see
of
that one.
Was
Sorry.
that action at the end?
I
mean,
didn't-
if you want to say trees were like fighting people, that was the most ridiculous plot movie I've
I
ever
didn't
seen
see
in my
that
life.
one. I didn't.
Well,
have
spoiler
a-
alert, it's just basically, it's a message of global warming. That's all
Oh,
it is.
that's all it
it's
is?
basically like, hey, humans, you've done so much damage to this planet that the Earth is the
fighting
trees,
back.
the grass.
We're the virus.
We're the virus, and they're killing us all off.
There's better ways to do that,
That
than
was the
having
twist. That was
trees
the-
attack.
Yeah, it was the dumbest movie I've ever seen. I'm like, just make a Captain Planet movie, you know? Like, just
Yeah.
that would have been entertaining, and you would get the message across.
They
That
are
would've been
making a
better.
Captain Planet
Oh,
movie.
they are.
Yeah, somebody's
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
play.
I am so
is
excited
it,
to hear this.
Who's playing Captain Planet? Is it?
I don't know.
That's
but
me.
if you're thinking of anything of recent Captain Planet stuff, it was Don Cheadle in like the Funny or Die skits.
yes,
Yeah.
I love
Yeah.
those. That was funny.
Yeah.
That was so funny.
But I
That's
thought
how
that
it should
no.
be.
Somebody's gonna. I'm gonna look that up. They're making Captain Planet,
That's
and they've
awesome.
announced who's gonna be Captain Planet.
I mean, after you got like Power Rangers and all that just coming out and stuff, I'm sure, hey, we got to tap more into our childhood dreams and
I mean, they've been doing that since
That's
the
true.
dawn of time. Look
Yeah.
at like Transformers, even for more recent kind of stuff like that.
yeah, that's so bad.
Yeah.
So bad. I'm so mad that they keep making those movies and people keep buying tickets to see them. I get it. The CGI and all that is very impressive, but the plot,
Apparently-
they don't care.
Apparently, there are 14 more movies that Michael Bay has planned.
no.
Transformers movies.
No,
Oh,
Each equal
do you know
in
who's
plot.
producing it?
Michael Bay.
No, Leonardo DiCaprio.
What?
Producing
Mr.
what?
Oh,
Mr.
of course.
Climate.
Yeah, because he loves the climate.
Captain Planet.
Oh, that makes sense.
He's bringing Leo is bringing back
Leo is bringing it
Captain
back.
Planet.
He might as well just play the role too. Interesting.
Nah, yeah, I don't think he'll ever. Has he ever done a superhero?
Nah, he probably never will.
Yeah.
He's too good of an. Well, I shouldn't say too good of an actor. There's great actors play superheroes, but that's just not his realm.
Yeah.
That's not his thing. So he likes to do different things. He doesn't want to be pigeonholed into doing the same role over.
Although
and over.
I don't think he's ever done sequels.
Nope, not that I can think of.
Yeah.
Because usually he dies in all his movies. A lot of movies he dies.
Yeah.
So there's that. Just throws the sequels out the window right there.
Although it'd be interesting to see. What superhero he would play. Like he could probably do a really interesting Bruce Wayne, but I don't know if he could do a good Batman.
I can say he's too small anyway. He's too small. I mean, Michael Keaton was small.
Yeah.
But I mean, DiCaprio's he's just smaller. I don't know. I can't see it. I can see it. I don't know. That's just me.
Yeah, I wouldn't even.
I wouldn't want him to do a superhero movie. I like him as an actor. I think a lot of his movies are great. I would hate to see him do a superhero movie because that takes away from some more awesome drama type movies that he could be doing. You know, 'cause
So-
you've signed into one of those
Oh.
big contracts, and then you got to do those movies for
I know.
so many iterations. You
I
don't
know.
have time to do other movies.
I know a good one he would be great at.
What's that?
And it's one of my favorite superheroes. And I don't like Leo so this isn't a fanboy thing. I don't like Leo that much, but I would want to see a Grendel film with Leonardo DiCaprio in that main role because the idea behind Grendel is it's this super smart guy who decides that he's essentially going to take over the criminal underworld and he's going to be the best at it. So he's got a mask and he's got a bow staff with a pitchfork on the end, and he pretty much goes around killing mobsters. So it's in the same vein as any other kind of like mob movie that he has. No superpowers, he's just as human, but he's just super intelligent and super athletic and has trained himself to essentially be like Batman, but more like I'm going to take over and take control over everything mob related.
Yeah, but is Leo gonna wear a mask?
I guess it sounds like he's not because
Well, because half the time the
did the
character's
movie
in
The
mask, half the time he's out of the mask.
I couldn't see him doing a mask.
Yeah.
I don't know.
The good thing, well, the reason why I say that story is because there's several different iterations of Grendel with different people taking up the spot or the role of Grendel. But in the Hunter Rose storyline, he fights. The only thing really supernatural about the story is that he fights this wolf who's like hundreds of years old. And so it's like a Grendel Beowulf kind of thing going on.
Ah, gotcha.
Okay.
But during the last fight where Grendel dies, he gets unmasked. And the Argent is the wolf's name, knows his whole history and like knows he's Hunter Rose and Grendel and they're one and the same. And so it's a battle to the death and they both die.
Gotcha.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So he would take that role just because of the part where he gets to die at the end.
He gets to die at the end.
I feel like Leo's literally like that's part of his
His death
stipulation.
scene is what he's good at. The
Yeah,
death
he's
scene.
like, it better have a part where my character dies in it, and I'm not doing this. I never seen an actor just loves to die.
Yep. Works for that. It makes the unmasking the superhero at the end of the movie the climactic moment. It's already in the story, so it makes sense.
Right. What's your beef with Leo? By the way, since you said you're not like really, you said you're not like too big
No,
on his
I'm not,
movies,
like,
or what's the
he's
deal,
just-
man? What's up? That's not
it's
cool.
like,
That's not cool.
To me, he's like the Yankees. Everybody expects him to be good, and they're good all the time, and they just buy their talent, and they're at the top of the class with everything. And it's just it's more things are handed to him kind of thing. Is the impression I get.
So you
Like
talk
he
about,
does
the movie roles he's given. You feel like they're just
Yeah.
given to him to basically any.
Name anything that would be less than 5 out of 10 stars for a movie that Leo's been in.
But I mean, I don't
I
know.
really
I
couldn't,
kind of,
but yeah.
I kind of argue with that a little bit. Yes, he does get the movies he's done. They
But I
are
mean,
awesome.
he kind of earned it.
Yeah,
Doing what?
he's been acting since he's been a kid, and he's been working so hard at it. I mean, he doesn't take it lightly.
I think what's
doesn't
eating
take it
Gilbert
lightly.
Grape and Titanic really got him up there for the roles that he could then like decide, and
Right.
he's just always been deciding his roles.
I mean, that's a good agent too. You have his
Yeah.
agent
Yeah.
a lot of credit for that to get him these kind of roles.
Titanic kind of.
I mean, I feel
it
like
was the highest grossing film for a long time.
yeah. I mean,
it's
I'm trying to think of a movie like if you put another actor in there, it would have done just as well. I mean, I know The Revenant was his last. He won an Oscar, but I would argue. I mean, you put, I don't know, like George Clooney or somebody.
Well, it would be
You know,
actually
somebody
it's
like-
Tom Hanks.
Tom Hanks.
So
He was
Tom
the
Hanks
original?
is the other big money guy.
Yeah,
He's the other guy that doesn't fail.
true.
yeah.
True.
He's blockbuster after blockbuster.
And that's good. I mean, he
love-
he
yeah.
deserved it too. He deserved it. Because he was a comedian actor when he
and-
came into the scene, and then all of a sudden he does Forrest Gump, and then while it had some comedy elements, it was like this guy can act. He
Yeah.
can do some drama,
Yeah.
and
I mean,
he earned that right.
Maybe that's why like Tom Hanks is a very
there's
much more
Philadelphia,
personable
too.
kind
Yeah,
of guy.
Philadelphia,
Yeah,
that was a good movie.
Tom Hanks is more of a personable kind of actor, and he's very like friendly with everyone. Leo is very like I think in a guarded world, or like he lends himself to more the paparazzi being there and stalking him kind of thing, and he doesn't want anything to do with them. He tries to have a public life. Tom Hanks more embraces and understands like, hey, I'm an actor, so I got to do certain things. So I'll schmooze with people left and right. I don't think Leo like does that.
So I have a different question for you.
Uh-huh.
To change the mode a little bit. So we talked about the guy who hasn't really done. How do you feel about the people who do multiple superheroes or villains?
Multiple superheroes.
So essentially, McAvoy just went into that. He is Professor X, and he is this other character
Oh, I
now.
see what you're saying.
So
Okay.
Ryan Reynolds is Deadpool, and who else was he?
Green Lantern.
Green Lantern.
Green Lantern.
Now what? Affleck is too.
Daredevil
Batman
and now
and
Batman.
Yeah.
Yep.
So yeah, we're seeing. How do you feel about that
It's
happening?
two different things because I would argue with McAvoy and what he's done, being Professor X, and then now with Split. It's a very different type of film. It's not it's superhero tropes, but it's not
Yeah.
a superhero film.
Yeah,
sure.
Whereas with the other examples, it was superhero. Very distinct, big budget blockbuster.
Correct.
I mean, Daredevil, Batman, yeah. Green Lantern, Deadpool, yeah. Those are big budgets. Those are meant to be more corporate kind of characters.
So would you say that? I mean, I agree.
Mm-hmm.
Also, he's the first to do superhero and villain.
McAvoy?
McAvoy. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's true.
But basically, what we just talked about was: is there anyone to do superhero?
Well,
and
actually,
villain?
Ryan Reynolds, the
Green
Wolverine
Lantern and-
movie, Wolverine movie, he was Deadpool before, and he was
Yeah.
actually a villain in that.
Yeah.
His Deadpool character was poorly done, but he also was a villain. He actually fought the Wolverine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair
Yeah.
enough.
When he had
If
his
you
whole
want to count
mouth,
that as
like, covered and
even
stuff.
though he was like basically engineered
Yeah.
to be that way, it wasn't on his own control. So you can make an argument that he's not really a villain,
Yeah.
but he did play a villain role in that.
Yeah.
But
I would
same
say
time, Deadpool
when-
himself
when you
isn't
talk-
necessarily a villain.
so. When you talked about like
he's not
Ryan
necessarily
Reynolds,
a hero.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So Gail, when you talked about Ryan Reynolds and like what was it? Ryan Reynolds,
McAvoy and Affleck.
Affleck. I look at those two guys. They did the two roles because it's like redemption for those both.
Yeah.
It's redemption.
Exactly, because the first role was
Yeah.
crap.
Yeah.
McAvoy, I don't feel like his Professor X is bad.
No.
No, it's not.
So-
it's not redemption. It was just like kind of what Jett saying. It's
Yeah.
kind of like it's in a different light. It's
I
not.
think he saw this role and saw what he could do with the role, and was like, "Yes, I'm not turning that down."
Right. The interesting question I have for you both, because you're going to talk about it, actually is an actress with director. You hear about Josh Whedon taking on the responsibility
Yes.
potentially to write the new
Right
direct
and direct.
the Batgirl movie,
Yep.
which
Yeah.
he's already done
Avengers.
Yep.
So that's an interesting question for you. But how do you feel about that? What would you kind of characterize that as?
It
'Cause he was
really.
successful with Avengers. He was successful.
I think he can do good, but
Yeah.
I think it depends. Namely, excuse me. I think it really depends on what Batgirl they go with, because a lot of people right away are going to think it's Barbara Gordon. But if it's supposed to be in the same universe as an older Batman, Barbara Gordon wouldn't still be Batgirl.
Yeah,
And they have
she's
few other
already
people who
Oracle.
have taken that mantle of Batgirl and run with it. And I wonder if he would do that simply to lead to the Oracle character, who is Barbara Gordon older,
Right.
also being in there. So you have multiple lead female roles in it.
So here's where I'm going to disagree.
Okay.
I think that in watching his history of making movies, the good ones, or TV shows,
TV shows as well. Yes.
there's a reason why Avengers turned out good. I guess not everyone thinks all of them are good, but I mean,
First one's great.
first one was great. He's always done group movies, so I think if Batgirl is a script and there's more than just Batgirl, yeah, it probably could turn out great.
Yes.
I'm not so sure if it's the single development thing that's what Joss Whedon is really best at.
I agree with
That
you 100%.
he's great at already developed characters that are in a group and making them all shine. What is Buffy, Angel? It's groups. Yeah, the one person is the highlight, but it's groups.
Yeah.
Yeah. He did Firefly as well,
yeah,
right?
Firefly is a
Dollhouse.
group.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He
everything's a
always- character
group.
development within
Even
a
when he
group.
did the Terminator, there was a lot more than just the Terminator going on. It was a group.
Yep.
And that's what we're seeing out of what Whedon's good at.
Yep.
So I don't know if he's going to be good at the development story.
I sure
if
hope they
if he
have
goes
other
decides
characters.
to go down that route.
That's where that may be why they're bringing him on board, because I could very easily see it Batgirl being the lead character, but it being more of a Bat family kind of movie. So you have characters like Nightwing that they've already announced is having a solo movie.
Oh, they have. Okay.
Robin as well. You can throw an iteration or two of him in there.
Yeah. Are we going to see more Joseph? What's his name?
Joseph Gordon-Levitt. No.
Yeah,
I,
damn.
I think he's
I
done
doubt
with
it.
that. Yeah.
Because he would be.
He would
He
be
would
good.
easily be the best Robin.
He
with
would
the-
have been a good one. Yeah.
I think they're making a clear distinction that the Dark Knight trilogy is more separate
Yeah.
from everything, and they're just like Affleck's Batman is like the restart to that. So you're gonna be able to, where you sort of know the history of Batman, so they're gonna dive and just cherry pick from the history like the good spots.
I mean, the fact that he already started killing.
Well, that's a
and it's-
shame.
they already showed that this is a different Batman. Because
Yeah.
Nolan's Batman was like, that's my rule. I will not kill. And
Not necessarily. I don't have to save you.
true. I mean, that's still technically murder.
Yeah.
But he wasn't going to indirectly, he did murder. But he didn't directly
There's
murder.
still, I think there would still be a serious case of manslaughter of what he did to
You
Ra's
can
al
argue
Ghul.
manslaughter.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
true. Yeah.
So it's
But
it's
my
questionable.
Point, it's
but
like
yeah.
they kind of tried to establish that line. Whereas you see in this new Batman, Affleck's Batman is like, hey, I'm killing this guy.
Yeah.
And it was like, wow, this is dark.
Guns blazing, blowing up cars with people
Yeah.
right inside of them.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I kind of was you guys talking about Whedon, how it's going to work out. It's like, I wonder if they're trying to give him this role, this movie, and if based on how it does, could it be a soft landing to like give him the reins to like the next like Justice League movie? Not the first one because I know they're already developing it, but
Yeah.
maybe the future ones.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
They're like, hey, you did Avengers
It's-
Justice. Can you do
It's
the
DC
same
trying to
for
get their
exactly?
hands
Can you
on-
can you do help us
What
with
did
Justice League?
Sony say? Fox basically put Firefly back on the table to try to rein Josh Whedon in because he's basically the hottest director to sign right now.
Yeah.
And so, hey, we have something that might entice you to come back to the Fox neighborhood. Come do Firefly.
do it
We'll
again.
release it to you.
Wow.
And
That would catch
he
him.
basically said no.
Yeah.
By basically saying he's doing Batgirl.
Well, because he also knows he's been there, done it now. That's moved on. That train is gone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the
know,
shot for
There-
that.
There's
They
been enough
canceled it.
time. Like
Yeah.
if it was like 5 to 6 years after it got canceled, then maybe it'd be worth it. But nowadays, not so much. He's
Right.
got other stuff, and like it's not like he's a terrible creator and can't come up with something else.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, he
So-
could.
Yeah.
Plus, what do you
It's
do with
not out
the,
of the
the
picture.
actors? You know, they're older and stuff.
They're
which
older and
is-
more expensive to
Yeah,
get all on the same
exactly.
screen again.
Exactly.
I mean, it would be some in the future. It'd have to be an in the future thing kind
Yeah.
of thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right. Well, I like how the conversation went into something else. So if you if you're listening in and you thought, oh, spoilers about Split, and you went to 2 minutes until we were ending.
Yeah, we talked
go
about a whole
back
bunch of different
further.
stuff.
We did. That's how this works. We just go down
Watch
this.
Split.
You go down
for
the rabbit
God's
hole
sake.
and you just go deeper and deeper into
Yep.
different places. But it's good conversations.
but,
I love talking
yeah.
to you guys all the time.
Yeah,
It's always
this
a pleasure.
has been awesome.
Yeah, thanks for having me on. I appreciate it.
Oh, anytime.
Guys, we go way back. We're at Midwest Blono to ATX, and it's been a thrill. I love
Yeah.
enjoying it with you guys.
And now we keep experiencing it and just keep talking about it and just
Yeah, seriously, I could do this for hours with you guys. So I hope to be back on at some
Yeah.
later points.
I got a feeling this is going to be one of the longer ones, which I'm perfectly fine with. So,
Nice.
well, on that note, then, Dre, any final words you want to say about anything we've talked tonight, or
I'm gonna throw this out there to all my Midwest people. If you haven't been out to Austin, come visit. What's taking you so long?
Yes.
Come out here. You will not regret it. It's an enjoyable little town. Not a little town anymore, but it's awesome. I think Gail's got a little interesting cough there. Maybe a little name in there.
it was,
Start with
it was a little tickle
like
that
an
seemed
M
to,
in there or something.
yeah, there was like 3 syllables. I think I heard.
like an M, O,
Yeah.
and a re
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah,
something like that.
something weird.
EM or
Yeah, but seriously, get your butts down here. It's an awesome little town.
Yeah.
You come out here, you will not regret it.
I meant Jarvis came to visit. Where the rest of y'all at?
Yeah. No excuses.
No excuses. No excuses. Mr. Murrin, any final thoughts? I'm sorry, Gesundheit, or cover your mouth when you cough, or whatever that was supposed to be.
Flesh you. I like to say that to people now. I don't say bless you. I say flesh you.
Bless you.
Flesh you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Well, if you like what you hear, you let us know. Please, you feel free to comment on our Facebook fan page, Jett Theory Radio. You can find us, like us, share us with your friends, follow along for all our misadventures. You can see us on the Instagram and on the Twitter at Jett Theory Radio. That's JETT Theory Radio. Our website, of course, where most of these podcasts are at, and also on iTunes where you can listen to us. It is jettheoryradio.com. Oh my. Okay, with all that done and taken care of, there's really nothing else left to do except, James, take us home.
Oh my God! Jet Theory Radio.